recovery early. But the dodging it past the button throw, and Cody putting up the down sig. Really go for that interesting off stage. No, he just goes for the button, the down sig hits Cody Travis.
Welcome to finals day for Brawlhalla at final round. Today we are kicking it off with a hyper top 8. Everybody's fantasy brackets are in shambles.
Absolutely, and the reason is because of the Russian that is finding himself on the top side of winners top 8. Doe Brain taking out not only LDZ, I believe he took out Bumi.
Yeah, Doe Brain has been on an absolute tear, and he's actually going to be one of our first matches up today. There's going to be Doe Brain versus STTP Wilson, the 3-time seasonal champion. He wasn't able to close it out for Winter Championships, but man, he came back so hungry in this tournament.
Right, and it's odd because even Wilson himself would proclaim that he doesn't do that well at LAN tournaments. He usually doesn't get that far into singles, but now we see him on the winner's side of top 8 here at final round, the first LAN of the year, doing incredibly well and being able to go against an opponent that I'm sure that, as well as nobody else expected to get this far, you would never be expecting to face at this point in time.
Yeah, so that's going to be an absolutely crazy match.
And then a similarly crazy story.
Yes.
Double check. The other side that we have on winner's side.
We've got Noel
and Sandstorm
versus Sandstorm.
Yes. So
the
that's
current reigning world champion Sandstorm playing for Wildcard Gaming. And we've got Space Station Gaming's Noel, one of the most consistent players in Brawlhalla 1v1s.
Yeah, Sandstorm arguably the favorite because of recency bias, but Noel has been a dominant force. There's been some speculation about a decline as of like winter champs and then not being able to win some other tournaments, but now being on winner's side here at final round, showing that hey, it was just a little bit of a slump going into winter champs, was trying some things and it worked out, figured out his groove, and now he's back here at final round to see if he can make it possibly into winners finals to fight against the winner of the match that we're about to see here on the left. Doe Brain going through the button check, and Wilson not on the keyboard but on the controller.
Wow, all right.
Against Doe Brain here in the top one. Brawlhalla definitely being a game that you can play in many different ways, and we see that all the time here at our.
It's always that debate, you know, are you a control player, are you a keyboard player? A lot of the top players kind of have formed their own opinions, but man, Wilson is a man of himself.
Right,
he
and
does what he wants, how he wants.
At the end of the day, it's whatever you're winning with is what's good.
I mean, he wins.
Yes, that he definitely
Believe you me, he wins. The question is, can he win against this? Doe Brain recently picked up Fate, one of the newer legends into Brawlhalla, using the newest weapon, that orb.
Yeah, he's been utilizing Fate in more particularly, Fate is new in a lot of ways because while it does showcase the orb, she also has some signatures that have properties that haven't really been explored with any other legend previously. Being able to use the neutral sig on the side or the side sig and charging it just enough to where like you get that sound effect that changes the property of the move entirely, right? You can get that shotgun spread 3 shots from the side sig, or you can charge to get the laser beam. We saw with the neutral sig being used to travel up the edge of Twilight Grove, and then the active input timings of the orb signatures, like on the down stick, to be able to send people straight forward or straight up, depending on where you catch them. He's really been utilizing these moves in a way that almost looks like they're light attacks, not signatures, with how quickly he's able to use them in neutral game.
3, 2.
All right, so we are loading into the first match. Look at the competitors all ready to go. Doe Brain grabbing that first weapon. It is the orb. So Wilson, we're going to see a lot of Ragnar.
Absolutely.
We're going to see Ragnar. We're going to see he loves guitars. He's a monster with that axe. How do you feel this matchup is going to shake out?
Well, so far, it's looking like Wilson's just trying to land a lot of people jump down airs. Doe Brain was attempting to catch him with either a neutral light or a side light. Side light on orb leads to so many possible combos, as well as the Sarah, but we see Doe Brain now switching over to the Scythe, going for that neutral sig read. That was the uncharged version. If it was charged, it would have the 3 stars bursting in 3 different directions. Using the active frame to put Wilson off the side of the stage. Ducks underneath the down light, punishes with an unarmed neutral light, and goes over the side sig to catch him out of that neutral sig. Most legends might not be able to punish from that distance, but the side sig on the orb for Fate, incredible distance. Don't have to charge to get that distance like you would say for like an Asuri side signature.
Damage build is going fairly even between these two. I mean, Doe Brain did have that early lead, but I mean, we're on Blackguard Keep. He knocked him over to the left-hand side. There are tons of ways to recover over that.
Oh, my neutral sig. We saw Doe Brain finishing off opponents several times with how fast that move is. An amazing anti-air, and when you use it, you don't even necessarily have to wait till you touch the ground before you can act again. But Doe Brain didn't have to worry about that, connecting with Wilson as he attempted to land, took the first stock, and now Doe Brain has secured himself a lead here in game number 1.
Ooh, trying to dash in.
Two
That
dares.
downlight on the orb, you can actually get some niche combos if you hit with those later.
Oh,
Oh my gosh, Doe Brain hunting for it.
Unfortunately, wasn't able to find too much off of it. Ragnar was able to find the neutral light. And no, the side air into the stage. Doe Brain knows it. When you're hitting the stage, you don't touch, you don't get the jumps back. Decides to fall to his death there instead of even attempting to come back so that he could respawn faster. But Wilson's denying the weapons. He's guarding with nairs. The down air just barely misses, and there's that side light into Sarah.
Wilson finding that dodge out.
Ooh, and the ground pound coming up. Doe Brain landing on the platform, but forcing the orb to go beneath to throw out the hitbox, not being punished. Sidelight comes out, but Wilson dodges out the way. Nice little sidelight downlight. Tries to carry him back to the stage, but Doe Brain, wary of how the guitar strings want to operate, avoids all that with a nice dodge.
Oh man, you know, Doe Brain, he's putting these signatures to great use. He's really going for it. But Wilson has found the punish after every single one. His guitars are just that unreal. His movement getting in those in-between spaces.
Oh, that neutral
again.
Being put into just the wrong direction. Wilson was able to punch on the neutral light. And there is the properties of the side stick that we were talking about. He charged it just a little bit longer into the air so that he could get that beam. Gravity canceling means
Another
that you can,
one.
Look at the distance. You can when you gravity cancel, you can't charge all the way, but you can charge just enough to get the benefits of Fate's special signature properties. And twice in a row, we saw Wilson being caught off guard there. Now he's trying to catch him with the grabbing properties of that down signature side stick used to go down to the platform. Downers aren't hitting, but the neutral stick anti-air. Wilson's ready for it. It doesn't hit ungrounded opponents. So as long as he doesn't jump.
Neutral light. He was so damaged that just immediately deleted him from center stage. Wilson now taking the lead for the first time this game.
Yeah, Wilson's finding a lot of down airs, silence, and neutral airs onto Doe Brain, but he's not finding that meaty Sarah that Axe has that can get some KOs so incredibly early. He has to result into damaging Doe Brain so much that he has to end it with a neutral light, and Doe Brain looks like he wants to be able to take the stock back so that he can even things up. Keeping in mind, Doe Brain was originally in the lead here, and Wilson has clawed his way back with these guitars.
And his guitars are just so good. In absolute movement, get behind those signatures, yes.
Catches him out of the way of that downlight with a nice air. Wilson recovers low, and Doe Brain doesn't go for a punish. Denying the weapons, throwing away the scythe, wanting to hold onto the orb. You can see that he just wants to catch Wilson throwing out one unsafe Sair so that he can catch him in the middle of it with the down signature and send him flying to his death. There's the down signature again, but Wilson's so ready for what Doe Brain's fishing for. Manages to avoid, but the side stick hits the very end of the move.
The last little bit of that star.
But Doe Brain took so much damage while trying to finish off that stock. Wilson was in deep red for minutes.
It is a hill to climb. I mean, Doe Brain, any single signature could knock him out. And Ragnar has quite the amazing kit. Here we go, there's that Spitfire, those amazing signatures from Ragnar. I mean, Wilson is one of the few Ragnar players who will use that down signature quite a bit.
Well, and normally it's so that he doesn't have to go off stage against opponents that are on the wall. So that's why it's so much more impressive that he just used it in the center of the stage to cover a landing to be able to kill off the top, knowing that his opponent was damaged so severely that that option would be able to cover those landings. And even if it missed, it wasn't really putting him in a position where he could be punished. Game one goes over to Wilson. No legend swaps here as we go into the Great Hall for game number 2.
All right, so this is a little bit more horizontally balanced of a map. It's not weighted to one side like Blackguard Keep was, but there are a lot of platforms that can reach very high up on the stage.
And already Wilson opening up with the same weapon that he had before, but
Doe
Brain off stage with the weapon toss. Wilson comes back, and Doe Brain didn't want to risk it. He could have gone for an early gimp there, but just taking the damage and recognizing, hey, if I go for anything else, he might reverse it on me, and I will lose my stock, and we'll both lose it. Doe Brain decides to go back and continue fighting it out against Wilson on center stage. A very scary moment there for the Ragnar.
Yeah, and I mean, that's the thing. You can't let that shake you in a match like this.
Ooh, downers are coming out. Doe Brain trying to use the special properties of that move. Oh, but downer connects with the ground or a wall that bounces, changes the properties of where it hits.
Man, and as big of a lead as Doe Brain started with,
again.
Okay, all right, I'm going to fix myself right now. Doe Brain with that stock lead, and he's still got a little bit left in the tank. Look, just that deep orange.
Oh, but Wilson looking like he's wanting to be able to reverse this once again. We saw the same thing happen in game number 1, where Doe Brain had a nice little lead, finished it off with an anti-aerial that is the neutral sig. but Wilson was able to bring it back really quick and then take the next stock right afterwards. But Doe Brain not dying here, finds a nice little neutral leg, goes for the chase dodge forward down stick. That down stick connects, sends him off stage, goes for the neutral stick, but Wilson recovers low. Down air catches Wilson as he tries to get back on the stage, and there is the Sair that I was talking about. Wilson, a lot of guitar players in general like to go for that Sair. They hit it into the stage as they're rising with the jump, and then the hitboxes linger. But Doe Brain ready for that, finds the down stick. Wilson gets the KO, but this time deep in the red as Doe Brain respawns here on his fresh second stock.
Yeah, Doe Brain really set himself up for success. I mean, Fate's got amazing signatures. You've been seeing them coming out, especially that down orb. It's that quick little star draw. And he just needs, he doesn't even need to land one of those on Wilson, sending him out just too far, threatening that edge guard. Wilson now down on his final stop.
Yeah, the Great Hall in singles, unlike in doubles, are a little bit smaller, and at the bottom of the walls are those slants that you don't get your touch back, or you don't get your jump back.
You can only touch
yes,
the straight vertical walls to restore your jumps.
And Wilson finds himself losing out to that as he recovers, but there's the sidelight into neutral air. Nice little punish on Doe Brain's side signature. We saw Doe Brain finding the very last hit of that move. Game number 1 to be able to get the KOs, but the side stick comes out, and Wilson, despite being at such a horrific deficit, evens things up very quickly with one good jump punish. Doe Brain now unarmed. Will Wilson go to deny these weapons? He does. A lingering nair stops Doe Brain from picking up the orb for a second. Manages to get on the way back.
There was that Spitfire trying to go over the corner. Doe Brain finding his footing back onto stage. Got Orb versus Guitars. Orb definitely has the range advantage here, but look at Wilson just getting inside that range.
Ooh, Wilson goes for a down stick, but Doe Brain was above. Hits him with the down air and catches him on the way back down. Down stick connects. Wilson gets hit by the dare. We see that bouncing off the wall. He didn't pivot that down air.
Oh no! Doe Brain
he was facing the wall when the down air came out, and then went back to center stage, found the down stick. We saw him find none of those down signatures at game number 1, finding it in game number 2 to be able to finish it off. Very solid stock, even though Wilson had that great comeback potential there. Doe Brain was able to take it and even things up 1-1.
Man, I really think the stage pick played out here for Doe Brain's advantage. I mean, you know, Blackguard Keep, it's got the platform off onto the side, kind of like Mammoth does here.
Well, and I like
a little.
And I like that you mentioned that, because I was highlighting how guitar players like to recover with guitar Sair sometimes.
Yeah.
But you have that extra option of retreating to the Blackguard Keep platform instead of having to fall into that very terrifying Fate down signal.
Yeah, those smaller Great Hall walls let Doe Brain kind of put in that excellent edge guarding game, just threatening with those signatures, whether you go high or you try and scoot past him low.
And so if Wilson is cognizant of the Mammoth platform, the Mammoth Fortress platform as it moves, he might be able to.
Oh my God. Or maybe he will just absolutely decimate.
I was going to say, yeah.
Stop.
I was going to say, if he needed to recover, maybe he could recover to the platform as it moves, but why recover when you are doing what? Oh, Wilson using the platform to get the neutral stick, a second neutral stick on the way down.
Slick.
Doe Brain goes for a weapon toss just to be able to get his footing. And the recovery comes out to be able to hit Wilson, but he is not in the red yet. Second recovery will do it. Weapon toss isn't even needed. Wilson trying to dodge back to the stage, but the gravity canceled down like ground pound to be able to finish off the stock. Impeccable edge guarding coming out from Doe Brain's
It was
fate.
the perfect punish. I mean, Wilson was tapped out of all his options.
Now Wilson, even on stocks here, slightly down light into neutral stick. That's the third neutral stick that he's found in game number 3. Goes for that side stick finisher, but he doesn't go off the stage, so he doesn't get that safety of falling beneath the platform, punished by Doe Brain, but the neutral leg catches Doe Brain as he tries to cross him up.
Side saying if you can threaten those cross-ups, I mean, Doe Brain absolutely loves to do those mix-ups, so that way he can get more of the stage, or even just turn it around to get an earlier edge guard.
Hits. We go for the side stick again. He hasn't been spacing it just right, but the Sair waiting him out. Normally some players will wait until wall slip activates, but Wilson getting the read on Doe Brain, seeing that he wanted to recover early, was able to find that Sair, and now has himself in a lead that Doe Brain was in game number 2.
All right, so back to Wilson's guitars. Oh, but Doe Brain's Scythe getting those little 2-3 hit strings. That damage is seriously going to add up.
Lands a little weapon toss into neutral light, picks up the orb. Falling Sair puts Wilson off the side of the stage. Doe Brain has not taken too much damage on the down, so catches him on the landing. Will that be it? Disarmed. Wilson uses all of his jumps to be able to get all the way back up, and Doe Brain doesn't find the down air, bounces a little bit too early off the side of the stage, goes wide, and then neutral stick. Great anti-air, not going to do anything to an opponent that's on the ground. Doe Brain results to landing with these side airs to be able to get something in. Wilson's not falling into those down sticks anymore. Can he find some damage, or is Doe Brain going to even this up completely? Side stick misses, but the dare interrupts Wilson out of the recovery, and the ground pound.
Oh my gosh! Doe Brain just diving so deep for that. He knew Wilson already spent his recovery. He had to go back to the wall. Doe Brain's orb was just waiting for him.
Now Doe Brain, ooh, gets the down sig on the dodge in from Wilson.
Yeah, that signature, it doesn't have a lot of range. She doesn't move while casting it, but it does last a long time while she's drawing that star.
Now Wilson with the guitars is putting Doe Brain to the red. Neutral light from Doe Brain as he can chase dodge past from that hit to be able to get the weapon. Scythe comes out. Down light pushes Wilson off the edge, but he just gets control of the stage. And oh, the gravity cancel sights using the shotgun blast of that. He didn't charge it this time, so the properties of the attack changed. We saw before he was only using the charged version.
Yeah, he had to let that one go a little bit early because Wilson just went right into challenger.
And there is again, this time charged. But Wilson ready for the spacing of that move. We saw Doe Brain hit it twice in a row on Blackguard Keep. Wilson learning the matchup very quickly throughout this best of 5.
But Doe Brain, I mean, he is already so deep in the red. Wilson, he can take a bit more punishment.
The side sig misses Doe Brain, walks back, punishes, and the neutral sig fully charged.
You get that nice full canopy coverage.
And I'm loving the mastery over these signatures that Doe Brain is showing. We see a lot of players that have characters that they like to practice and use their signatures well, but Fate has got so much more that you can get from her if you just utilize a little bit of charge and recognize what your opponents are doing. Yes, if Doe Brain didn't charge that neutral sig, it may have missed, but because he did, those 3 stars that you saw sprouting at the top of the attack was what enabled him to be able to get that KO. And game number 3 goes over to Doe Brain. He is on the verge of getting into winners finals here at final round.
All right, so we are now on Shipwreck Falls. The walls are even shorter. The platforms are all gone. Doe Brain is up 2-1 in the set.
And already the match is dead even. Wilson with the guitars this time instead of the axe. Disarm is Doe Brain. Trying to guard from the weapon. Downlight and recovery is doing a great job. He's not even going to pick it up. He's not even trying to weapon starve. He's just trying to hit Doe Brain. And it's working every time. Doe Brain's been struggling to land for the past 20 seconds.
This damage lead and Doe Brain, all right, finally able to get in. He bypassed that weapon. He wanted that unarmed
but the side
damage
sig hits. Shipwreck a little bit too wide on the blast zone. And the gravity cancel side sig as a recovery tool to avoid the ground pound from Wilson. And the side light on the way back to the stage. Wilson trying to put the pressure onto his opponent. Goes for the Sarah, expecting Doe Brain to dash past him. But Doe Brain is managing to claw his way back. Will the Sarah do it? No, it still doesn't. Doe Brain uses his dodge early so that he can come back. Not enough. Doe Brain falls to his death and an axe Sarah takes it. Wilson, one stock ahead.
With a massive lead this game. All right, here we go. That's the thing. All right, so Shipwreck Falls. It's wide, it's flat, a lot of weapons. You get these extended strings, particularly guitars, because there's no platforms to get in the way. You've got all the room to run your side light and down light strings and just continue pressure.
Wilson puts down that little weapon toss, but the guitars are pretty small. The only weapon smaller, obviously, being the orb. And oh no, Wilson ends up falling to his death there. As Doe Brain, now cycling through the weapons, picks up the scythe, and now stocks are evened up 2-2. A little bit of a lead still in Wilson's favor.
Doe Brain, he only has to land one of these scythe strings to almost bring the damage even. Look at that hot swap over to the orb. Both weapon starving and going for, I think, the signature kit that he preferred for Edgeguard.
Yes, absolutely. And the damage has been completely evened up here. Wilson struggling to land on the ground. He's been finding the guitars, but besides stock number 1, he hasn't been finding that much success on it. At this point, I feel like he'd want to switch over to the axe. He's been finding the Sares necessary to be able to KO Doe Brain. Downlight comes out, waiting it out, but no. Second downlight does not connect, and the down sig hits. Wilson can still recover high, has his dodge, but Doe Brain bouncing the orb off the side of Shipwreck Falls, gets the recovery on the way up, doesn't kill off the top, but Wilson is going to die to so many things here as Doe Brain to put out a down sig, trying to catch a landing. The anti-air, the neutral sig, putting Fate in a position to where as she falls, she can find that side air because you don't have to land on the ground completely after the move's being used. Catches Wilson off guard, but the side sig punished. Will he go for the down sig on the side of the stage? No. Doe Brain tosses the orb in Wilson's face to recover. Both players so heavily damaged that Doe Brain switches over to the side. Neutral, I can't lead in anything. That's how damaged he is. And then the gravity cancel downlight into recovery allows Doe Brain to pick up the stock. He has one stock away.
Really just buckled down, took back this lead. If he can get any damage on Wilson, I mean, he's up in the set. He's looking to go into winners finals.
He is indeed looking to go into winners finals. One of the best performances that he's had in the land in a very long time in singles. Doe Brain on Fate. is pressuring Wilson on the left side of the stage. Wilson can't find anything. The falling Nair looking a little bit like a sword legend there, popping Doe Brain up, but not being able to find anything else. But an excellent neutral stick catching Doe Brain out of his jump, sending him flying towards the top of the stage, and we're dead even once again. Wilson wants that game 5. He wants to be able to get into winners finals here, and Doe Brain is the only thing standing in his way. Weapon toss comes out. It doesn't lead to anything. Both players, they're exchanging weapon tosses. It's like 2 damage per hit.
They're playing that footsies. Who's going to get the first big string and take that damage lead?
Doe Brain starts with the side lane, but it leads to nothing. Down air hits nothing. Sair goes wide. Doe Brain looking for that jumping down air, but anti-air punched by the down lane. But the side lane doesn't even lead into a nair because of where Wilson was positioned. Wilson slowly taking the worst end of the trades here. With that side lane nair, goes for the recovery, but Doe Brain recovers to the left.
I mean, that's what you get to do. You know, Doe Brain, he's engaging with these weapon throws just as a way to offset Wilson's time.
Side lane nair. Puts Doe Brain into the red, goes for the weapon toss. We doesn't pick it back up on the way down. Weapon spawns just in the right place, and the neutral stick puts Wilson into a similar position. The properties similar to Fate's orb, but a little bit slower. But the down stick hits on the ground, just like we saw in this previous game. Doe Brain now unarmed, gets hit by that nair. That nair is sending him pretty far back. That's how damaged Doe Brain is.
Edge guard situation. No, Wilson going deep, just under that slide kick.
He dodges out of the way, but
trying
the
to arm up.
hits.
Ragnar, you cannot run from the dragon.
And we see Wilson really succeeding there in that weapon punish. It's like
that I absolutely love. Just fire beats bicycle kick.
Yes,
that's how the math works out, right?
It definitely works out that way 100% of the time. We see this here right here. Doe Brain haymakers towards the weapon, and the side stick from Wilson went an easy punish. He went over to pick it up, maybe not meaning to use that side stick, but regardless, what's keeping Wilson into these games is his style of weapon starving. He's not picking up the weapon, throwing it away. He's leaving the spawn on the map and then juggling his opponents around that game. On Shipwreck Falls, we saw Wilson probably find like 3 downlight strings of guitars
the whole first
as he tried to land. The Great Hall is going to be game number 5 here. This is it. The winner of this goes on into winners finals to secure a spot in the top 3 here at final round. Wilson on Ragnar, Doe Brain on Fate. In the Great Hall, game number 5 is underway, and Wilson already opening it up with a nice little string. Doesn't get that downlight. All right, so recovery. Barely avoids it.
Man, we've been on Great Hall before this set, and it really played out to Doe Brain's favor, but Wilson just seeming to adjust so well, using those guitars to just navigate, denying Doe Brain any sort of landing on any platform.
It seems as though the Great Hall platforms are working against Doe Brain here. He wants to get down to center stage, but he has to land on the platforms first, and that's where Wilson is sort of circling in that little box area in between and hitting him with the edges of the nairs, so he keeps being popped back up. The down stick hits. Wilson secures the first KO, and Doe Brain couldn't land that entire stock.
Man, that was such a slick answer to that side signature onto stage. Wilson just
We saw Doe Brain doing that a lot to great success, too.
Yeah.
Oh, and the guitar string begins. He down airs into the platform on accident, but already so much damage being put on Doe Brain's second stock. Charges up the neutral signature, but Wilson, now wary of the spacing of that move, finds a neutral stick, spikes him into the stage, goes for a second neutral signature, but Doe Brain doesn't land into it this time. Active input, but these signatures from Doe Brain are being punished left and right. He's weaving around the fully charged portions of the end sig, and then hitting him with the Sair on the way back down. Weapon toss comes out, but he just goes straight through the side stick and lands directly on Doe Brain. That down signature hits in front of Fate, not on top of her.
Wilson really just being very wary of these signatures now.
Oh, the end sig.
But it still wasn't enough.
The down sig missed. Wilson goes for the neutral signature. Doe Brain manages to punch with the Sair. That down air, not a ground pound, not in the right place. Wilson is up 3 stocks to 1.
All right, check your fantasy brackets. Did you say there was going to be a 3 stock in top 8? You're looking at those extra points right now.
And Wilson finding so much damage here at the start of the stock, jumping over the side stick, the bullet going a little bit low. Neutral air from Doe Brain comes out, but we're seeing these recoveries whiff, and signature punish after signature punish just shows that Wilson is ready to take it. The adjustments were made. Game 3 is looking so good. He still has recovery there. Avoids the neutral stick from Doe Brain, the move that killed him first in the 2 rounds that he lost. Whoa. Avoiding the down air, using the neutral stick, hitting Doe Brain out of the jump. Is this going to be it? The down stick comes out. Doe Brain avoids it. Silent hits the ground pound. Does it?
Doe Brain.
Wilson.
That is it. Wilson is going into winners finals here at final round.
Less than 200 damage coming out from Doe Brain. As Wilson 3 stocks. 3 stocks to Fate on the map that he lost on earlier on in the set. Wilson showing that he belongs. And winner's side, Doe Brain looking so good on the Fate, but at the very end, fished for too many signatures, and Wilson spaced around them perfectly. I don't think I saw him get hit by a single one in that last game.
Yeah, he was always scooting just around behind. Even when Doe Brain was going for those charged ones, like that neutral sight that would get the full canopy, Wilson knew exactly how wide he had to swing.
Congratulations to Wilson to be able to take that 3-stock and move on with a 3-2 over Doe Brain, but that's not it for the Russian hero. He's going to be moving on to losers bracket. This is winner's side of top 8. While you might be thinking, wow, that could have been grand, it might still be. We have to get through everything else. We've got our second half of top 8. We've got the season's Noel versus the 2018 world champion Sandstorm playing against each other, both not having the best performances that they would like in the Winter Championship earlier in the year, the first online tournament. But this is the first LAN of the year, and some players put more weight onto this title than anything else when it comes to their performance. And we see them ready. They're hungry to be able to take it. These two players will be sparring off to fight against Wilson, who's waiting for them in winners finals. And that Ragnar is looking really hot. Ragnar, definitely a popular character as far as the players that win tournaments in at least the past 2 years.
Oh, yeah. I mean, he is a great pick. I mean, Axe and Katars. Katars have been an absolute powerhouse season after season.
Absolutely.
And then the Axe, I mean, EU highly favors it, but there are some serious NA players. You know, you've got Isidru, you've got Wilson that will run with it.
And on the other side of top 8, Cody Travis now.
Oh, yeah.
Being able to represent Barasa of all legends. And definitely being a main of that legend, not the weapons. Like sometimes you'll look at, like, so for instance, Wilson, very prolific Queen Knight player back in the day. Very known for his guitars. He liked being able to use the spear, but watching as he transfers between different characters, he's always had one weapon switch over, and that's the guitars. Look at Crocky, it's the same deal with the spear. We look at Sandstorm. Although he's more of a Mordex, he was definitely the one that innovated the scythe. Cody, all Barasa main, plays axe and guns to Barasa's strengths, not to the weapon strengths. And on the flip side, we've got Noel over here, one of the many sword players of North America, but being so known for his Asuri, isn't that bad at guitars either.
Yeah, he's got Asuri, he's got that pocket Koji that he will go back to once and now again. But he is one of the most consistent players in Brawlhalla 1v1s. I mean, he's almost right near the top of the power rankings. He has, I think, more LAN titles than anybody else because he can just buckle down and he shows up in person. He goes to every event and just makes cash.
So we're looking at these stats, and they've only met each other once before in bracket. And Sandstorm won that set.
I like seeing those stats.
It's crazy to think that Noel has 4 times the top
8 finishes.
Yeah, but
that's because Sandstorm. I mean, he really just rose to
that's
prominence.
how recent Sandstorm is. It was 1 year that Sandstorm was relevant, and that was 2018. Noel's kind of been around forever, and yet when they met, Sandstorm was the one that came out on top here. This is a huge tournament for Noel, establishing in a way a competitive best of 3. Which is like saying, what set wins do I have over you? Right now, Sandstorm's up 1-0. Can Noel tie things up so that the next LAN that they meet at, or maybe the next time they meet in this tournament, well, actually, yes, because this is winner's bracket.
Yep.
They could settle
still
it
in
with a
winner's
real
bracket.
set.
Since this is a double elimination tournament, that means you need to lose 2 whole sets
Global PR 6-5
in order to be knocked out of the tournament.
This is neck and neck. This is as close as it gets.
I mean, all right, so we see that global PR of 6 on Sandstorm, but he didn't go to any LANs at all until the World Championship. That was his first LAN for Brawlhalla.
And it's
he's been a competitor in other games. So, I mean, he is seasoned at competitive fighting games. He knows what he's doing. The nerves don't get to him. And he was just an absolute monster. Nobody could even challenge him at the World Championship. But we'll see if Noel has been studying the tapes.
And there's the Koji coming out. And this is why I mentioned that Noel, while known for Asuri and being able to play guitars, definitely has sword main. When he switches between characters, it's between Koji or Hattori or Asuri. You're going to be seeing sword being the primary weapon there. Take a look at that. Sandstorm versus Noel is underway. Game number 1 here in Winners Top 8. Mordex versus Koji. The Great Hall seems to be the map of the day as we go into game number 1, and we're opening it up. Who's going to get the first weapon? Sandstorm snags the scythe away from Noel as Noel waits patiently for something to spawn out. And will Sandstorm deny that weapon, even go for a weapon toss? He does.
Ooh.
Picks up the gauntlets. Noel still not being able to find something. 10 seconds in the game, being unarmed the entire time. Will Sandstorm do it again? No. Noel finds the bow and gets in the sidelight immediately.
All right, that first sidelight, that was data collection. Noel, definitely one of the more cerebral players. He will read the opponent's habits and just execute perfectly.
Ooh. And what's nice about that is that regardless of whether it was the bow or the sword, the sidelight kind of does the same thing.
Oh, yeah.
So he'll cover the same areas. So Noel definitely was saying, like, whatever I'm going to pick up, I know this is the move I'm going to go for. Oh, they both neutral and down like in the opposite directions there, expecting one person to dash to the other. But Sandstorm getting the lower half of the trades here. Nice little dash forward weapon toss. Catches Sandstorm off his toes, and now tossing the gauntlets away. Was going for a weapon toss combo of his own, but instead neutral signed in the air while trying to land with the Sarah. Now Noel's in the position to weapon. Ooh, neutral sig hits.
Close to knocking him out. That powerful arrow shot.
2 down 6 in a row. Fearless here against Sandstorm. He's just trying to stop him from being able to pick up that weapon.
Noel really just showing, all right, I can poke a little bit with that side signature. It's got the range on it. But Sandstorm going for the hardcore edge guard. He doesn't have enough to make it back.
Noel in the lead the entire time. Takes 1 blunder off the side of the stage, and 2 well-placed, well-spaced nairs into a down air finish using the active input of those scythe aerials causes Noel to lose that stock prematurely. And now Sandstorm in the lead, 3 stocks to 2. Avoids that neutral signature, and the scythe strings begin.
All right, push Noel into the yellow with that. Building a little bit of that.
Still not going to KO.
Wow, surviving from that recovery. You know Noel's going to be looking for any of the standard kill combos, but you cannot afford that kind of ground pound. My gosh, the 2-stock lead for Sandstorm now.
Noel looks so lost when he's off stage against Sandstorm Scythe. This was looking so strong for Noel. He was winning in the neutral game, but Sandstorm, when he did win his 1 moment in neutral, carried away into a stock, finding him off stage, and it's happening again. Goes all the way down for the nair. Noel manages to dodge high, but the nair, he goes for the down stick, and Noel just falls to his death. A 3-stock coming out from Sandstorm. All the damage that Sandstorm took was in the first minute of the game, and then he went untouched. We see here, in orange, Noel falls to his death. In orange, Noel falls to his death. The ground pound securing it, and at the very end, with a weapon other than the scythe, not even needing the active input from the scythe aerials.
Yep, I mean, that last one, I understand. He had to go for some crazy plays. Noel was too far behind. He needed to make up ground somewhere, but Sandstorm had such a commanding performance. That is a way to open a set.
And they ran it back immediately to the Great Hall. Noel looking at that and going like, that's not how I wanted to perform here, at least not in the top 5. He's going to be making some serious changes as he wants to be able to get a similar lead as he got in the beginning of that game, but then not lose it off stage when he goes and fights Sandstorm Scythe on the edges of the Great Hall.
Now Noel finding those dodge options to escape these scythe strings that he got caught in last game.
A nice little space recovery too to avoid the ground pound. Delight Sair. Just how they put Sandstorm off to the left side of the stage. Dodges in place, but Sandstorm doesn't go for the gauntlets. Now he does. Not even opting for a weapon toss combo. He just wants to be able to have these gauntlets against Noel's sword. Catches him out of the air with that nair. I feel like that nair caught him at the end of the down air. Very well spaced coming out from Sandstorm.
Yeah, you see Sandstorm really just controlling that center ground for the most part. Noel kind of having to flit around those top platforms.
A little down air connects. Noel staying on the top side of the Great Hall.
So this is definitely a more measured match going on.
Yes, absolutely.
Just
trading
trading pokes back and forth.
It's looking like what Noel did game 1, only the damage is even this time. And that makes me concerned for Noel. Usually comes out, but Sandstorm isn't as I say it, down air hits. And Noel make it back. Sandstorm comes out. And such patient. What a playstyle switch coming up from Sandstorm. Before it was explosive offstage play, but Sandstorm postured like he was going to go offstage for the edge guard ground pound, and then just dashed back to neutral stick as Noel tried to cover high, almost like mentally conditioning his opponent to think, this is what's going to happen to me, this is what happened in game 1, I need to avoid it, and now Sandstorm sticking almost entirely to the ground.
Catches the dodge, sends him up high. Such a huge damage lead, was threatening the KO.
Weapon toss to Sair. Sandstorm off stage, absolute destruction. The first stock always going the same way. Both players patiently playing it out of neutral, but when Sandstorm takes the first kill, it's like he's on a fresh stock himself. And he's off stage again, going for the weapon toss finisher. Noel can't make it back. The downer comes out, and he doesn't even want to try to do anything off stage. Those recovery hits, it's still not going to KO. Sandstorm has the scythe here, and if Noel's not careful, a nair will put him off stage, and there it is.
Danger time. Sandstorm off stage. Noel really looking to just beat out that high recovery.
The recovery catches Noel at the very end. Will he go for the ground pound? He goes for the recovery instead, and Noel goes low, avoids death for a moment, but Sandstorm is up 2 stocks. And that sidelight, gravity cancel sidelight no less, putting Noel off the stage into the red. Is this going to be a double 3-stock? Down sig hit? No. Both players missing their down sig just barely. Sandstorm's looking for it. And he gets it!
Oh my gosh. Noel's still alive. He has another chance, but this is near insurmountable.
And Sandstorm is putting out signature after signature, knowing that one of them is going to connect. He's not getting punished for them. Noel too afraid to be able to go in afterwards and maybe get hit by the mix-up that Sandstorm puts out after the move finishes. Falling Sair. Noel going off stage, looking for that downer, then Nair. You can see that Sandstorm is just trying to get him with the ground pound. Gives Noel a breath of life as he's able to take that stock and avoid the potential 6-stock that was about to happen before our very eyes.
All right, so Noel has so much to cut through here. Sandstorm only needs one solid hit to go up 2-0 in the set.
Noel going off stage, trying to get that ground pound, maybe even evening up the stock. Sandstorm on the side of the stage, maybe looking for a down sig. No, doesn't even do the dash pivot ground pound. He just straight up jumps over, ground pound, Sair hits him, finishes off Noel. A 2-stock coming up from Sandstorm, very convincing. Noel was able to slow things down, but he was not able to change the fate of that game, which was him getting completely demolished off stage by Sandstorm. Look at the weapon toss in the Sair. We see players use weapon tosses to confirm KOs, but to use it to extend combos that lead to a death, so impressive coming up from Sandstorm, and to get it on the first try. The Gauntlet Sair being able to finish it off.
We're currently sitting at 6 stocks to 1
in over 2 games.
In over these 2 games. All right. So what are the kinds of adjustments that Noel needs to make? We are not.
Well, we saw
Great
one
Hall.
adjustment already.
We're now on Mammoth Fortress,
and it's a different character entirely. We were alluding to the Yasuri, right? Noel was famous for this guitar sword legend. It seemed as though he wanted to try out the Koji against Sandstorm, but he tried it twice. It wasn't working. Now he's back under the character that we know him for, the best.
All right, so change the character, change the stage, change your fate.
Oh, but his sword off stage against Sandstorm, whether it's Gauntlets or Scythe, is just not succeeding. The downline to Sair into the gravity cancel downline, trying to get that recovery, interrupt him out of the sword recovery as he tried to go high. Noel didn't give him that read. Will he switch over to guitars? He does. And now a very similar matchup between guitars versus Gauntlets. Noel has a little bit more extra stuff to work with off stage. Maybe we'll be able to make the difference as we see him dodge out of the way of that sidelight. Find an air. Sidelight comes out. Sandstorm goes for the weapon toss. It hits Noel. We saw Sandstorm downlighting onto the stage, maybe meaning to drop through the platform. Didn't manage to, and now Noel was able to get back. First stock's looking really even, but if Sandstorm takes that first stock, which he just did, this makes me super concerned for Noel's next stock because we see how quickly these go away. Yeah. Can he equal things up and change the narrative of this best of 5? Because as it looks, Sandstorm is showing us why he was the world champion of 2018.
He needs to make some major adjustments. He hasn't been able to get the kind of reads on Sandstorm that he usually does to other top players. I mean, maybe he just doesn't have enough data on Sandstorm, but I think it's just Sandstorm is just changing up everything that he is going for, and Noel is lost in the weeds.
Noel hasn't lost this stock just yet. Finding a nice little neutral light, waiting out Sandstorm's landing, but not going for a punish. Sandstorm very confident with that. Oh, the gravity cancel sidelight not coming out. As he just dodges in place and decides, you're not in a position for me to be able to do anything. Neutral light's not connecting. Sandstorm looking for some sort of finisher here. Weapon toss. Oh, the recovery from Noel. Sandstorm expecting Noel to retreat towards the sky, but Noel evening things up and not taking that much damage on his second stock here.
All right, so definitely the most stable it has been this set. But Noel will have to win 3 in a row in order to take the set, and he is down so far. That's going to be it. Noel going down to his final stock on the winner's bracket.
Mordek's Gauntlet's down sig is so powerful because we've seen him once hit it and throw them straight up for the KO, and now we saw him throwing them off stage. It sends you so far even in light orange, and then with the drop down side air, not even going for a ground pound, just knowing that the side air's knockback was enough to be able to finish off Noel, gives Sandstorm that stock lead that he needs. Noel at the risk of dropping out to loser's bracket. 3-0 here against Sandstorm as that downlight into Nair. Nair looks for the second into the Sair, gets him off stage. 2 Sairs in a row. He goes to the down sig.
So much damage. Sandstorm going deep.
And the ground pound finisher doesn't connect, but it doesn't matter. He just wanted it all. He wasn't able to find the very end of that combo, but he still had already killed Noel by the time that it was done.
Yeah, absolutely unreal. I do really like Sandstorm. Knowing that he has that stock lead, he was able to go so far off stage. if he lost it, that would be completely fine. And he even doubled down on it, so Noel,
Here's the combo.
attempting to turn around and get the side air to maybe chase dodge back to stage, Sandstorm just stayed clear away, going even further off stage.
The significant thing about those Sairs coming out from Sandstorm is that sometimes some players will think that they need to jump before an aerial, but Sandstorm Saired twice in the same falling arc. Like, he Saired, and then when the Sair was finished, he just kept falling, and he Saired again. No fast fall input. So he was positioning himself very precisely to punish Noel for trying to jump, panic jump even, to recover.
Yeah.
If Noel put out the recovery first instead of the jump, maybe something different would have happened, but Sandstorm's off-stage ability was just showing to be too much there, and Noel falls very quickly. 3-0 to Sandstorm as Sandstorm moves up to fight against Wilson in winners finals.
That's going to be an insane winners finals, but we've got so much more of top 8 to burn through before we get to that point.
Absolutely. We're moving over onto the other end of the bracket, losers top 8.
Okay, I see sitting down. This is the match that I want to talk about because of most recent tournament performance.
Oh yeah, let's talk about it.
This is going to be Bumi versus Simba.
Where's,
That was grand finals of Winter Championships.
I was going to say, didn't I say we're in losers top 8? Bumi versus Simba in losers
Yeah.
top 8? Wait a minute. That was definitely the grand finals of Winters, but now they're fighting to see who's going to get 7th place as they're moving on to get into the bracket. And
this weekend has been crazy.
And this is interesting because Simba has taken sets off Bumi before.
Yeah.
They were best of 3s, but he has done it. And Simba has been showing that he's got probably some of the best reaction times out of all the players in attendance here at Final Round. Bumi, of course, rank 1 power ranked player in the world for Brawlhalla. No slouch, incredible player, but we saw Doe Brain knocking him out with that fate earlier on in the bracket. He's vulnerable. He's no longer undisputedly way better than everybody else. When we were watching the North American winter champs, 2s, 1s, it was like, okay, well, Bumi's just that much better than everybody else. But here at Final Round, it's showing that he does have weaknesses. And will Simba be able to capitalize on those weaknesses today? He has before, and he's been showing that he can do it again. The only player dropping into the tournament, oddly enough, was Crocky. Crocky being able to take out a win over Simba. But everything else after that has been just utter domination by Simba.
Yeah, and I mean, Simba
And
has been the
unbowed
player.
us.
Yeah, that's really nice to see again because, I mean, you know, Addy Mestic would usually
He was
play
really the
Val
only
past
one.
years. But he's been shifting around a little bit. But Simba has currently been, like, the player on all of the top players' lips. Everyone's saying, oh my gosh, he looks like the best in the game right now.
Yeah, and it was interesting how fast that happened because there was a time where people were like, oh, it's Simba. And now it's like, oh, it's Simba. Like, he's done more than one performance now. He's gotten into grand finals of the most recent major in North America. And there we see it, the stat that I was talking about, right? Sets 1, yeah, Bumi has got the majority of them. But Simba does have that victory.
Yeah, I mean, that is all tournaments since 2016. This is lifetime stats we're looking at here. 4 sets won for Bumi versus the one that Simba won anytime that they met up in tournament.
So it's without a doubt that a win over Bumi here, especially in a best of 5, because that he has not achieved yet.
Right.
Would
one of that most notable win that everybody always references.
Yeah, it was an early bracket, best of 3. And it was on winner's side. So it wasn't even like he knocked Bumi out of the tournament, right?
Right.
But this could be huge. This is on losers. If Simba wins this, not only does he win a best of 5 over Bumi, who was showing struggle against Double Dime, a player previously that just would never, nobody would have even imagined being able to match up to Bumi's level of play. Taking him to game number 3 and making it look close. A lot of players are understanding what they need to do to be able to fight against Bumi's Diana. We see the Diana opening up here as we go into game number 1.
I hear that Miami Dome music churning, but we're here on Mammoth Fortress. Bumi playing that Diana, that is what he's been known for. That's what we usually see him pick for these tournament matches. But Simba with that Val, it's gauntlets, it's swords, it's fast-running signatures.
Fast-running signatures. I'm interested if, before we saw Simba spot dodging a lot of ground pounds, a lot of signatures, a lot of things that most players would either just have to predict or completely avoid. Maybe we'll be able to see more instances of this in this game, but
Bumi
already
chasing him high.
Bumi
There's
is catching
that
all these
neutral
landings.
signature. Oh my gosh, such a massive lead here. And now this is really where blasters excel. You get to threaten over that corner, forcing Simba to go high, and Bumi just has such a monumental damage lead. Look out! You don't want to get hit by those signatures.
So there was multiple reasons why that was clever there. Besides it being Diana at the ledge with a down signature, the weapon was right in front of him, so he was thinking maybe Simba wanted to go for that. Charged the down signature. Simba didn't give it to him, but still the offstage battle ensues, and Bumi manages to find the first stock, and maybe like 2 unarmed neutral layers worth of damage has been tagged onto Bumi. And 2 downers into a row to Sarah sidelight. Sarah Bumi doing so much damage.
Away with this one. Bumi's blaster strings are absolutely unreal. So advanced. I mean, you don't really see it from any other player how much he has labbed out different dodge punishes.
Ooh, and that down air catching Simba out of that jumping side air from the gauntlets. Guns definitely just destroying the gauntlets, and the sidelight and a neutral sig. We see so many Diana players going for that. It's definitely not true, but it's so fast that if you're not immediately ready for it, dodging at the first possible frame, you're going to find yourself falling victim to that move. Side sig just barely dodged out of the way by Simba. Sider comes out and he goes for that recovery, but Simba just goes low, and the neutral sig hits. Is that going to kill off the top? Very high neutral sig coming out from Val, but not enough just yet. But Bumi dodges directly forward instead of diagonally, doesn't touch the wall of Mammoth Fortress, falls to his death, and Simba evens up the stocks 2-2.
All right, he's kept those stocks even, but he is definitely on the back foot here, deep in the red. He needs to get some serious strings, or maybe just an edge guard here. No. All right, a little bit of damage punishes Bumi for using that recovery. But, I mean, the risk reward was so in Bumi's favor as he goes up a stock.
And now Bumi, like you said, up a stock, same damage differential. Picks up the bow and starts a nice little string there. Simba's able to turn around, picks up the gauntlets, good little nair, goes to the ground pound, but Bumi turns it around with the side air. Will he get a second side air into the stage? No, Simba recovering up the side of Mammoth Fortress. Sidelight comes out and Bumi just waits, wanting to see if Simba was going to dodge in, maybe jump in, but the gravity cancel down light doesn't lead to anything else. In the falling, weapon toss, Ser, neutral light, Bumi going for that pivot neutral light off the guns, trying to catch Simba as he goes down. We're seeing so many of these gravity cancel downlights from Simba, not leading into anything.
Man, you see Simba really just trying to run into these blasters, get into that dead zone. They don't really hit near the user, but Bumi's movement is just so smooth. He's always sliding.
The clash on the down air. We saw the gun down air getting interrupted by the gauntlet recovery. Tries to go for that jump read. Interesting little exchange there coming out from Bumi, and Bumi looking for these nairs. Neutral light, something, a lot is going to be able to kill Simba here when it comes to signatures, but a recovery from the edge catches Bumi walking a little bit too far, and evens up the stocks 1-1.
All right, Bumi's got quite a bit of a lead here. Simba's going to need, oh my gosh, almost carrying him off the top.
But Bumi went really high himself, and when that gun recovery misses, you are stuck in the full animation. That recovery falls down. The down air,
no!
Bumi is gone. No, he gets the hit. Recovery. Simba gets the dive kick again. Gravity cancel down into recovery, doesn't get the ground pound. Bumi just barely on the edge of losing that first game to an amazing offstage combo, but the gun recovery activating the chase dodge for Bumi being able to barely touch the wall, but Simba found so much damage. Recovery comes out. Bumi finding the recovery at the end of the game, and Simba looking so terrifying. That's not the first time that we've seen Bumi in a lead all game, about to throw it away off stage. The same thing happened against Double Dime, only Double Dime being able to take the game. And we see off stage here, look at that gravity cancel downlight. Bumi falling with those dares so greedily. And that recovery, the shot wasn't even dead on. Oh, Simba, so close to being able to make that happen.
What was that last stock?
That last stock was Simba's reactions being put to the test and nearly succeeding.
Man, in what certainly looked like a match that Bumi was running away with, Simba just said, not yet.
3, 2,
Bumi is up 1 in the set, but Simba showing that he can go toe-to-toe.
Game 2 begins, and Simba already opening up strong. 2 nairs and a recovery being put onto Bumi, already giving him a bigger lead than he had when he lost his first stock in game number 1. Bumi going for Sares, but Simba actually staying right in front of his face. If you're standing in front of the gun user when the Sare's thrown out, the Sare won't hit.
Yep, they have that dead zone right near the user, and Simba getting just inside to get a massive gauntlet combo.
Going for that downer afterwards, Bumi finding his own downer, but this time no clash with the gauntlet recovery. D-light into side lights. Oh, unarmed, or rather gauntlet side light into recovery. The recovery just dodged barely the neutral sig.
Oh my gosh, reading the dodge down?
Wow.
Amazing
Simba.
punish by Simba, getting that recovery.
And even though he lost game 1, it feels like he's carrying that explosive momentum that he had in that combo that nearly brought it back into game number 2. And he's taking the lead in the way that Bumi was looking. Now Bumi trying to find these downers and the side airs. Recoveries are coming out. Like guns, amazing weapons. Incredible range.
Uh-oh.
Sarah's end up KOing Simba, but the thing about guns and bows is that, like, you're committed to the moves as you're using them much more than, say, some gauntlet moves.
They have a long duration.
Or sword attacks. So if Simba's really careful about what Bumi's trying to use to ledge trap Simba with, like, say, like, sometimes you'll see gun neutral light come out into down light, into Sarah. If you can avoid this, if you see them dodging up, dodged up past the downer, punished him during the down light, weapon toss in the ground pound doesn't connect, the Sarah hits him to the stage, Simba manages to make it back, but another Sarah connects, and that downer right at the end of the available hitboxes of that move, connecting the Bumi. Bumi going for that pivot nair.
Man, Simba doing such a great job just getting inside these blaster ranges. Bumi having to readjust, recalibrate. What is that spacing that I need? You can't find it. Simba's on top of you. All right, so let's change up the weapons.
Bumi unarmed. Ooh. Downline decider comes out. No recovery. Finisher with a weapon toss. Bumi has to avoid it the right side, and Simba's looking for those neutralites to be able to catch Bumi, but manages to recover high. Simba throwing out a downline a little bit too early. Weapon toss makes Bumi go low. Will he go for the weapon toss? He does, but Bumi dodges perfectly past the ledge of Mammoth Fortress. Finds the nair, but it doesn't matter. Simba gets the recovery off the top. Not as big of a lead as before, but a lead nonetheless. Simba's up 2-1 here against Bumi in game number 2.
Oh my gosh, Bumi answering in kind.
The best option out of unarmed downlight.
Yeah.
Period.
Yeah, you gravity cancel that neutral heavy. It is insanely strong. It will KO sooner than just a normal recovery.
Now Bumi following these Sarahs. Nice little Sarah side light. Neutral light goes high, but the Mammoth Fortress platform moving a little bit too far to the right to allow Bumi to get the punish. Little dash jump nair into nair into neutral light from the bow. Tries to get the landing with the side stick. That definitely would have spelled death for Simba. That far on the right of Mammoth Fortress, but Simba wary of Bumi's finishers. We've seen Bumi using that side stick to finish double dime earlier on.
Damage build going even all around. A tight last stock, similar to last game. Let's see if Simba can take this one.
Simba recovers all the way over to the right side of the map. Ooh, the gun side stick, something that we rarely see Bumi ever use on Diana. Grab one hits. He uses the dodge early. Second grab one connects.
Simba tying up the set.
And despite all of the crazy stuff happening off stage, it just took 2 good ground pound reads to cause Bumi to lose that last stock and bring us to a game 3. It's tied up 1-1. No 3-0 happening here on this loser side of top 8. Bumi and Simba are neck and neck.
Man, this matchup is such a delight. I mean, we got to see it in Grand Finals Winter Championship. We see it here again, except now this is do or die time. This is loser side top 8.
We see Simba doing a little bit of a mid-set celebration there. It's so nice to be able to see that in game 1, right? He didn't look at that as like, oh, I lost that. He looked at it as like, I was that close. It's time to keep going. Game number 2, it shows up, and Blackguard Keep is going to be coming up. Bumi loves being able to use the left side of the stage to be able to get some very early KOs with Diana. Down signatures, neutral signatures, side sticks, all of these carry people off and have incredible force. Even in orange.
I mean, we've seen Simba get some crazy KOs with that side platform as well.
Yes, the gauntlet side stick. Also using the wall to bounce them back into the platform to hit the side stick again. Simba definitely no stranger to how to be able to use this map to his advantage. And the Sarah's already beginning, and we're seeing this advantage going over to Simba first, but the recovery hits Simba straight on.
Staying underneath that neutral signature. Bumi forced to dodge out away from that weapon.
Side stick comes out, lingers way too long. Simba's able to punish it, but he was unarmed. The punish wasn't that strong. Down air, 2 down airs, and that will do it.
Just the accuracy of the sniping. That bow down air, I mean, it is a thin line. Yes, the diagonal gives you like more coverage than a lot of attacks in the game, but it is still so hard to place.
Ooh, recovery from Bumi too. Nair goes for that downline. Simba nearly killing Bumi off the top. A little bit early around that percent that Bumi was in. Now it wouldn't be too early as he's taking a lot of damage on the way back down. But ooh, Simba, the gravity cancel neutral stick under the stage.
The call out.
And what an amazing neutral stick it would have been if it had KO, just barely not doing so, but the neutral stick comes out. Can Bumi still make it back?
Just enough.
And Simba not having a weapon at his disposal to find the ground pound that he did in game number 2. Bumi makes it back, finds even more damage onto Simba here. Neutral light into side air. Oh, he can't get the gravity cancel neutral light. Simba can't find anything. He's trying to finish him off unarmed, but he needs to be able to get the sword to the neutral light. Will it do it? No, Bumi still living, using that dodge early on so they can refresh, and he snares him. Will he get the KO? No, recovery does not connect, but the The sidelight off the side of the stage, traveling down into the stair. Is that going to be it for Simba's last stock?
No, he just touched the very bottom of that wall.
Now Bumi posturing on the Blackguard, keep using the platform, and then the neutral sig sliding down from the platform. The clash. Simba doesn't have a weapon. He doesn't have anything to throw against Bumi. He's challenging Bumi off stage with blasters, and Bumi's not going to fall for any unarmed down air, unarmed ground pound. Chase dodge activated by the Nair, touching the platform for the jumps and the Sair. Does it. Bumi on the verge of death time and time again, and yet still holding on to his third stock. The recovery comes out. It gets the KO. He doesn't care. That should have been gone a long time ago. Simba's still down a stock.
Yeah, I mean, Bumi is really just running away with this one. Look at that, even just getting the unarmed strings for a ton of damage. He needs to find an early KO. He's got to get one of those serious edge guards to take Bumi out in yellow if he wants to bring this back. Ooh, staying in and outside of those dead zones.
Oh, he's carrying Bumi around. When Bumi uses the recoveries, he can't stop the movement as he goes upwards.
Oh.
He has to be carried up, and the D-Line recovery comes out. Neutral stick hits.
Oh my
it does it.
gosh. All the way up on that top platform, KOing earlier than usual. Simba with that neutral signature, he's back in it.
Simba was entirely vertical that second stock. Downers and recoveries were the entire name of the game, and he ended it with the neutral sig, the Val signature that we see killed the least, being used at the point of the map where it was most effective. Recovery comes out, will he get... No, Bumi finds his own Nair. Neutral light dodged out of the way by Simba. Reaction time's coming into play. Side light comes down to the down air. Simba's off stage. Bumi goes for the side signature, and he gets punished. D-Light Sair. Simba has him off stage, and the side sig hits. Can Bumi get a double side sig?
Simba going up in the set, stealing that game from the jaws of defeat. What an unbelievable... This kid is crazy on final stock every single time.
Bumi was up 3-1.
It doesn't matter.
It
doesn't matter. This is Simba. He's the king of the jungle.
D-Light Sair, that is the best punish they could have possibly thought. And the premature jump, the same way that we saw Sandstorm taking out Noel on offstage situations, only this time using the properties of Val's sword side signature. If that move does not connect with the ground, you get that little dip down, the circular motion of the sword being able to spike opponents in that perfect trajectory to be able to get those early KOs. And we see Simba do it twice in a row to be able to clutch another game.
Man, every single game, Simba is just so clutch on that final stop. It's like unlocking his final form.
Bumi is definitely not happy about how that last game went, feeling that should have been his. This 2-1 lead should be in his position, but instead Simba is now on the verge of being able to take this best of 5 and knock Bumi out at 7th. Downlight downer puts Bumi up the side of the stage, and that side sig. This time, Bumi waiting for it, finds one downer. The downlight connects it to a Sair. Simba low on jumps. Will he go for the ground pound? No, the dare hits, bounces him into the stage. Does he have enough? No, the recovery knows back. If you get knocked into the stage, your jumps don't come back.
Yeah, you need to touch of your own volition. Somebody scraping your face against the wall ain't gonna do it.
Yeah, it's definitely a little bit hard to take a breather when you can't, when all you're breathing in is the side of Mammoth Fortress. Bumi, however, has been in this lead before, even a bigger lead, and Simba still wins, so I really don't want to say anything yet. We're going to have to watch how this plays out as Bumi putting up that neutral light gets punished by Simba on the way down.
Simba hunting for the unarmed. It's got a lot of that stacked coverage. It can get inside these blasters, and Simba is doing a phenomenal job at that.
Neutral light comes out, and Bumi has Simba on the side of the stage. Down air trying to read that jump back in, but Simba just lands on the platform, dashes behind him, kicks him off the side, and a D-Light Sair. Will he go for the side sig again? No. Knowing that his jumps were low. Ooh, that dash jump without a ground pound. Just dash jump fast fell into a position where he could just scare Bumi into making an option.
It's that threatening, jockeying for position. Simba again getting that recovery, but it's too low to KO. Sending Bumi wide. The haymaker in the air is gonna do it.
Simba evening things up 2-2. Bumi without a weapon. Simba doing a great job of starving, waiting for a spawn, but it's in the direction of where Simba was guarding. That downlight did not catch Bumi on the way down. Nair connects, chase dodge. He was putting himself in a position to get a downlight Sair to be able to put even more damage in. But these dash forward sidelights are working out.
The dodge
Simba
punish. So much extra damage on that one.
Bumi lands with that down air. Simba ready to avoid the Sair follow-up. Jumping Sair from Bumi connects. Weapon toss goes wide.
Dodging around, Bumi trying to find the opening. Oh,
Side
punishes that dodges. That side signature, it lasts so long, you cannot spot dodge it.
Yes, the first time. Now, and what's crazy about that is that Simba actually reacted to the side signature, right? But the reaction that he chose, that spot dodge, doesn't work out. That's maybe why Bumi's been throwing out so many side signatures. It's like, yes, you're going to be reacting, but if you react to that in the way that I expect you to, it will result in a kill. But Simba catching his landing. Weapon toss gets by the recovery. Tournament stock for Bumi. Barely a lead on Simba, and we've seen Simba come back from multiple stock deficits. When they're even, who knows what can happen. Unarmed, already beginning, down lane into ground pound. Bumi still going completely unarmed. Sair hits. Sair comes out. There's a plethora of options that Bumi has here. He goes for the downer. He doesn't want to risk going off stage again and losing that stock. Cider connects. He's just going to let Simba recover. He knows that he just has to wait. Simba tosses the sword away, goes all the way high. The dive kick on the way back down.
Absolutely massive lead. Bumi just looking for that KO. He only needs the
Neutral
solid
stick gets punished. No jumps coming out from Simba here. Staying to the ground, knowing that Diana does not have the best grounded kill options. Down lane to Sair. Does it.
Yes. Bumi tying up the set. We're going to game 5.
Game 5 it is. No legend swaps the entire way. Our final map, what will it be? Mammoth Fortress was seen there, and it worked decently in the Bumi's favor, but at this point, it just feels like Bumi needs to not be greedy off the side of the stage. I think every time that he has gone for some like falling down air without jumps or a side signature where it clearly wasn't punishing a move, it led to his death. And it wasn't like a Ragnar side sig punished to death. It was like a crazy string of things that said, you use this option to give me the upper hand, and I am going to show you what I can do with it. Simba, deservingly so, being in game number 5 here against the best player in the world.
All right, and we are going back to Mammoth Fortress. You saw Simba hover over it for a moment, thinking maybe I'll ban this one, but deciding, no, I'm good with running it back right there. All right, Bumi first one to grab the weapon. Simba arming up shortly after, but Bumi punishing him for it. So much damage going out with those bowstrings.
Sidestick comes out, and that's what I'm talking about. Simba ready to punish, but not a big enough punish. Bumi was actually going to come back in a second. Sidestick comes in this time.
Perfect.
Not avoided.
The weapon staying just outside the
haymaker.
haymaker.
Goes low.
Doesn't get the recovery. Bluff with the
that
ground
neutral stick just barely avoided. Simba is just skirting around every one of these kill options for Bumi, but Bumi's pressure is unrelenting. Recovery comes out. Bumi gets the side. The neutral signature. Dashed forward, pivoted, catch Simba in the air. When Simba puts out moves like those gauntlet recoveries, you can't, it's not as steerable as say like a sword recovery or an orb recovery, right?
Yeah.
You have to go in that same direction. And when you fall a little bit afterwards, that's when that Diana neutral stick is the best at being able to punish, especially when you're elevated by the platform of Mammoth Fortress. Simba, however, wants to make these things really even really quickly. Weapon toss down there. No. Bumi makes it back. Doesn't get the jump.
Gosh. All right, so Bumi with these blasters, we've been seeing him use the neutral signature to fantastic effect. It's because they cover so much horizontal space in their light kit, you want to approach from that diagonal option, but Bumi has the perfect Quicksilver shot for it.
Bumi trying to catch landings with sidelights, but Simba's just playing right around the, a nice little neutral light, but the neutral stick catches and kills from center stage.
All right, so Simba on a little bit of the back foot, but not too far behind.
Downer connects and falls on neutral air. Bumi finding the very end of that down lane into the neutral stick. We saw that combo earlier on within the set. And the Sair into down air, comboing off the side of Mammoth Fortress. Simba on tournament stock now. Bumi, and the biggest lead that he's had since game. Well, actually, that's not true. He had a 2-stock lead. So now that I think about it, it's a lead.
I mean, Simba, you never know with Simba. It can be over in an instant.
Bumi trying to get a dodge upwards read with that nair. Just juggling weapons. Weapon starving, this is important. The longer that he keeps both those weapons active, the longer it delays the spawn of the next weapon.
I mean, it forced Simba to have to approach. He had to do something if he
2 nairs
wanted
in a
to
row.
get weapons.
But Simba finds that sidelight, but all this damage that Bumi's putting on is on Simba's last stock. Bumi still not getting the lower end of the trades here, and he's still a stock up. Simba looking for that recovery, not punished by Bumi, but the downer comes down. Drops to the platform, another dare into Sair, puts Bumi off stage, puts Simba off stage. Recovery
picking up
does
the
it.
ground. Bumi is going to be moving on, eliminating Simba in a tight 5-game set, 3-2.
And Simba is out 7th place, fighting against his opponent that he found in Grand Finals at Winter Championships, showing that final round is a little bit more difficult because, yes, it was Winter Champs, but that was North America. We've got European players here, as we've seen before. And Doe Brain on winner's side is the reason probably why Simba was even able to find himself fighting against opponents to be in this position. Congratulations to Bumi for being able to take that 3-2, but that was losers. Top 8. He still has a lot more to go through if he wants to be able to continue to have a chance to win.
Gosh.
I'm looking so forward to being able to see Simba continue to thrive in future tournaments. because he brought out the Val, which wasn't even necessarily what people thought was like his main legend going into 2019. He's been developing things specifically for these events, and he's looking so good on it, using signatures in a way that I never even imagined possible. I'm so excited to see him develop as a player, but he is out, and we're moving on to our next top 8 match.
Yep. Oh, man. I mean, this has just been boiling down.
So,
you were talking about the Barasa main, Cody Travis.
Yes.
I see him sitting down
And
at the setup. Tell me about this man.
So Cody Travis has always been a ranked player in North America, an excellent player, and he would enter in tournaments, and people would know his name, and then he would probably stop around the top 32 or 24, and that would be it. That would be his run. He really started to make his name for himself in 2v2s with Isidru, and taking huge wins. In fact, getting better and better all the way up into Winter Champs, where they got second against Bumi and Sandstorm.
Yep.
But he was never really known as a ones player. So now, fast forward to today, final round, where he is on top 8 in singles in a tournament that's so stacked that you would have never even imagined anybody picking Cody Travis and saying, yes, he was going to make it this far. This is quite an achievement for Cody, and he can still continue to move forward.
I mean, everybody's been talking about how just every single tournament he gets better and better. I mean, he's had absolutely dominant performance in the 2v2 space, but you know, it's really just been the past 8 months or so that he's really just been turning up that 1v1 game.
And then on the contrary, somebody with the flip side, right, the complete opposite story,
right?
Somebody who was honestly not very good at 2s for a very long time and still might not be the best. I mean, he did well today,
sure.
But was very dominant in 1s, and that's what he was known for. The once retired world champion, now coming back to lands outside of BCX, LDZ is his opponent and loser side of top 8.
Just every time I get to see LDZ come out to an event and play, absolutely unreal. And you know, for a while, like, you don't really get to see him come out to events. He doesn't get the opportunity to travel all that much unless it's like the World Championship. And everyone kind of forgets about him.
Yeah.
You know, they're like, "Oh no, surely not this year."
Well, it's not that they forget about him. It's that they're like, but he hasn't been playing.
Right, because they've seen everyone else's progress at all the live events.
Right.
But then you watch him play, and you start to believe all over again.
And we're in that position again. Happened at World Championships. He didn't win it, but he made it far, and he's making it far here at final round. He played Fate all the way through doubles with Egg Soup being able to take 5th.
Wow.
But now here he is, and he's been playing the same legend that he was playing at the World Championship 2018, Ada. Focusing, and I guess LDZ over time, originally a Queen Nai, became a Koji, but then it feels like he settled in on being a Blasters main.
Yeah, I mean, his blasters are absolutely
And over time, we've
phenomenal.
seen legends like Diana, we've seen legends like Lucian, and now most primarily the Ada, where yes, he makes an effort to master the legend in particular that he's using, but the weapon that transfers between all of them is, of course, the blasters. We're in for a standoff, the Wild West.
All right, yeah. So
we got Barasa versus Ada. We're going to be having a gunfight.
We've got the quick draw.
Yeah.
We've got the blaster versus blaster that's going to be happening. Spear versus axe. Since that is the uneven matchup.
And then also probably some of the flashiest, unique signatures of all characters. We saw the Ada neutral sig combo where it bounced his opponent off the ground 3 times into the spiking hitbox to get the KO.
That was such a play by Crocky. I wonder if LDZ
if LDZ has that
some
in
of
the tank,
that in
right.
today.
And then Cody Travis with slide charge pivot neutral sigs. I was talking with Kostlix earlier on about how the reason why he dropped it to Cody Travis was because of his prowess with these signatures, being able to use the down sig to catch people out of the air. Neutral sig acting like a better Diana neutral sig because of how long it lingers and how it can catch people out of moves as well as jumps.
Right.
It's going to be a very exciting best of 5 to decide who's going to be able to move out of that 7th place spot into the top 6 of the tournament.
Oh man, this action just continuously heating up. We've got the 1v1 top 8 going on right now. Later today, we're going to have the 2v2 top 4. I mean, it's finals day at final round. That's what I'm talking about.
It's the best day at final round. That is for sure. Yeah, we've got to go all the way through top 8 of 1v1s, and then it's just going to continue on with some amazing doubles action. We've got Brawlhalla all day for everybody watching at home, and the next match coming up is going to be probably, I don't know, all of these matchups have been
it's tough to say. It's so tough to say.
They've been so storied. I think that, like, even even the crushing defeat of Noel to Sandstorm was sort of a story of like, Noel, you made it to winner's side, but there's a lot that you're going to need to work on if you want to be able to fight against a player of that caliber. Because let's say you intend to make it to Grands, you need to intend to be able to beat every one of these players that are in top 8, and it didn't look close. So I like that happened, because I would love to be able to see a rematch where it wasn't so destructive. On the other side, that Bumi versus Simba rivalry that we've got growing, it's getting more, it's getting
sets.
deeper and deeper every game. Some of that offstage gameplay that happened with unarmed downlights and recoveries was just kind of like, there's a moment where Bumi barely survived because of a gun recovery. The edge of the recovery hit connecting.
Man, it is those clutch moments that, makes up the hype, like those final stock amazing plays of Brawlhalla.
And then thinking about it, when I take a look, the winner of this.
Yeah.
So, that's something that we've got. We'll talk about it a little bit later.
Who crossed down into the bracket?
So the winner of this is going to fight against Noel. But we've got a rematch on the other side of losers quarters. Doe Brain versus Bumi. And that's spooky. Now keep in mind, the difference being that this will be a best of 5, not a best of 3.
Sure.
Sometimes players can feel like they got cheated out of a best of 3 because they weren't able to adapt fast enough. Granted, it's a different skill set, but this will be the defining moment of whether or not Doe Brain truly has Bumi's number and can move forward into losers semis to get into top 4. But before that, we have to be able to watch this matchup between Cody and LDZ, 2 Blasters players of their own right. Hovering different legends for the button check, I imagine. But then again, there is a world where Rayman is picked by Cody.
I mean, he plays Barraza. He's got the axe. It wouldn't be too wide of a switch off of.
We see that they haven't met too much in bracket. I do remember that one set that Cody won. It was a very long time ago.
Oh, yeah.
It was like 2016. But that did happen. It was interesting because it was like winners round 1 in like an invitational tournament or something. But ever since then, it's been LDZ winning.
Doing all the button checks, getting those Rayman hover signatures going. Get to fly, steer them around a little bit.
Oh, yeah. There's been so many really cool mechanics with the signatures of the most recent legends. Rayman and Fate are just 2 of them that I think about.
All right, so Cody,
but I'm waiting for that
Rayman. You moving over to the classic Barraza?
There it is.
Oh, yeah.
I don't think I've seen him on anything else.
And it's always that skin. He needs the metal arms.
That's true.
Gotta have metal arms, man. Carry that weight.
Definitely makes your aim steadier, I would imagine.
Yeah.
When you don't have to worry about like any of that biological nonsense.
Just robotic precision.
Right. Barraza versus Ada. Game number 1. Where will they be going? It's looking like it's going to be a Mammoth Fortress start, but who knows? They may surprise us.
All
Cody
very
Travis.
stable maps. We've got that tri-platform configuration or Mammoth Fortress. Mammoth Fortress, definitely a favorite pick for a lot of players because, it's those mid-sized walls. It's nice, open, flat. Sometimes you have a soft platform, but nothing that really gets in the way.
And now Cody hitting with that sidelight. Opening up the guns against LDZ's Spear. We were talking about the Blasters, but yes, each legend having 2 weapons, the different weapons between these 2 players. Cody Travis with the axe, LDZ with the Spear, but Cody's showing that the Blasters are working quite well against LDZ's Spear.
I mean, if you're going for the ranged weapons, the Blasters have just that slight bit over the speed.
And the gunfight begins. Recovery goes high. Cody Travis gets punished by a Sair. LDC finds that downlight Sair himself. 2 Sairs in a row. Looking for that down air. No, sidelight catches Cody trying to come back to the stage. Falling Sair into down air connects, and Cody gets disarmed. Weapon toss does it.
No. He
Ground pound, no. The down air, and that's it.
Didn't get the touch. LDZ smacking him against the stage with that dive kick, taking the first stock about 45 seconds in.
Now Cody Travis jumping up with the side air. Goes in for that down air with the axe. Axe versus Blasters, a storied matchup. Some would say that Blasters have the upper hand the entire time until Axe connects. So we're going to see whether or not Cody Travis is going to be able to end this. Ada, a very low defense legend. Granted, the stance that he chose gives him a little bit more beefiness, but that's still just 4 defense.
I mean, that's like the main difference between these legends.
Oh, the down hits.
My gosh.
You're absolutely
just
right.
chop him down.
Are we going to see another edge guard? This game's just all been edge guards with weapon tosses and down airs. But as you were saying, yes, you're right. Barraza, the metal
High
tank,
defense.
Ada definitely the nimble gunfighter.
She's a glass cannon. She's got a lot of speed, a lot of dexterity, good strength.
Ground pound
oh my
down
gosh.
air. But no, the recovery.
turnaround, surgical precision.
And what was I
that
saying
spear
about
down air.
offstage edge guards? That's the only way that these two players are willing to go down. Cody Travis using that recovery just a little bit too prematurely. The pogo stick down air coming out from the spear. Only one tap is what it needed to interrupt that. When that move gets stuffed, it doesn't come back. Not until you touch the wall. And Cody Travis was unable to find his purchase on the side of Mammoth Fortress. Downer connects, however. He goes for that recovery, trying to read if LDZ was going to go recover high. Lands, not with the Sarah, but with a neutral light. And puts LDZ into the red. Goes for the recovery.
Oh, gets that back end.
We go for the weapon toss here. He does. Go for the down arrow. Excellent patience, avoiding that gun recovery hit that we saw earlier. Bumi connecting with Simba, just not managing to hit Cody Travis there and being able to find that X down air. So far, all 4 deaths falling to the bottom of Mammoth Fortress. And Cody Travis looking for another down air. LDZ turns it around on him with the side air. But just like guns, if you're stacked with spear neutral light, it's not going to hit. Down air.
You got to poke him with the pointy end. That's just how it works. Man, Cody Travis actually taking the lead this stock. I mean, he's really brought it back.
We're trying to go with these jumping stairs, and so far stairs are being exchanged evenly, but that is that's the most interesting thing about this matchup, is that a 50-50 trade does not work for LDZ, period. Barasa could take so much more of a beating than LDZ can, and it shows there with the recovery. Cody with the celebratory gravity cancel downlight as he's able to take game number 1 off of the 2-time world champion. And we're seeing these as offstage edge guards. There's one weapon toss, that down air over here. We see him just barely miss out of being hit by this gun recovery.
Staying just over that shot, dropping down immediately after.
The down air into the recovery pickup right here. And we see LDZ do that all the time. It's such an amazing move, very precise. If you jump and you fall and you activate the recovery right before you touch the ground, you can pick them up with the first hit of that gun recovery, carrying them all the way up to the top, and it's a very, very strong kill move.
All right, so we are running it back right to Mammoth Fortress. No legend changes between the two. LDZ grabbing the first weapon, Cody Travis shortly after.
Ooh, sidelight,
so
nair, ground pound, already opening it up, and that's a lot of damage coming out of the Ada. Another dare connects, goes for the anti-air downlight, but LDZ on the opposite side. Cody Travis goes for that patented pivot neutral signature, but doesn't work out. The neutral sig very much like Diana bow and guns down signatures. But the Sarah hits.
Gosh, he's out of options.
That's it.
He knew it. He just immediately
Cody
went
dipped
for the right
so
edge.
down, so far down. You saw his model get grayed out. If he didn't hit that Sair, there was a chance that LDZ was going to be able to turn it around, but that's why LDZ wasn't expecting it. The Sair connected, disarmed him. The neutral sig catches LDZ going down, and he dodges out of the way. Cody, expecting a dodge onto the platform, throws at that downlight. In the next pivot, nair, 2 in a row. LDZ looking for that downlight, sidelight connects. Cody Travis gets that jumping side air. LDZ just can't come back, and the side sig would have been such an early finisher. Sidelight comes out. LDZ doesn't try to go for the downlight afterwards, and the side sig of the weapon toss goes for the second weapon toss.
Perfect snipe. Cody
Sair
finds
just barely
his
out of the
footing.
way.
All right, goes down over the left side, arms up with that axe again.
Barely catch on sidelight.
All of this damage, a full stock lead for Cody Travis.
And Cody using everything possible in his kit. Gravity cancels are being used in ways that never have been seen before with this Axe Legend.
Oh, punishes that side air, was able to
Two-stock
dodge
lead.
out just out of the way. He's got that 2-stock lead. Cody Travis is up 3 stocks to 1 after taking the first game here.
Downlight hits and LDZ, gravity cancel down sig. Takes a stock before taking too much of a beating, which he needed to do. Ada is just too squishy. It's the glass cannon, and we're seeing Cody Travis comboing this legend like it is an 8 defense legend, only it's not. They're going to die so much earlier, especially against the power of Barasa. When you're getting hit by Barasa's signatures in the middle of strings, and we're seeing, look at these down airs going all the way around. He's just following LDZ constantly, gets behind LDZ as he throws on that neutral light, trying to read Cody Travis landing in front of him, but Cody Travis is constantly crossing him up.
Cody Travis just running that air raid with these down airs at just that single jump height. You can't sit on the ground beneath him.
LDZ's trying to find his own down airs, but Cody Travis is avoiding them every time.
Hunting for the edge guard. Saw the first exclamation of that wall split coming out. That means that he has fewer opportunities off stage now.
Falling Sair, does it.
So Cody Travis, a solid 2-stock win that game.
I'm wondering if there's going to be a legend swap coming up from LDZ. or if it's just going to be a map change, because it's looking worse and worse. And LDZ has the right idea, I think, but he's taking so much damage so quickly that he can't even play the stocks. Cody Travis is showing that it's not just in 2v2s where he's good at being able to finish off stocks.
Yeah, because I mean, Cody, he didn't even need to. Okay, hold on. Don't get crazy now. The intergalactic overlord.
So I did say that LDZ was a Blasters player.
Right.
And this does make sense.
Yeah.
He has guns.
Okay.
But it's Lord Vrax.
Talk to me, Taza. What is happening right now?
That's all I had, actually. I'm kind of like echoing the crowd sentiment of like, I don't know why he's doing this, but this is awesome.
So
Lord Vrax is.
Okay, Remy has been talking about.
Talk about the 9 decks.
All right, so this is where you unlock an absolutely devastating combo. You can do the Lance downlight into neutral light, no dodge window. That's a ton of damage for hitting that little back step with the afterburners.
So Lord Vrax, a gun, and Lance Legend coming in here. First weapon going over to Cody, and LDZ already kind of putting on a little bit of damage onto there. The dexterity just means that all of LDZ's moves in general are going to be a little bit crisper, a little bit faster.
Yeah, they've got a little bit less recovery time.
The Nair's the recovery.
Oh my gosh. Has LDZ been, listening to Remy? He was talking about Lance prior to this tournament, and now Koslix, the success that he's had in the past year as like almost the only exclusive Lance player to reach top 8s.
And we're seeing LDC doing really well with these Lance Nairs, almost entirely off the Nairs, deciding hits and KOs.
All right, 30 seconds in, massive lead. This
and almost entirely
switch.
off the Lance, too.
Yeah, really working out for LDZ here.
Now you have to give it to Cody. Cody has been playing only one matchup his entire set. He has a little bit of time to adjust, especially games to work with. But this is a good development for LDZ, where previously it definitely just looked like Cody was winning and just winning. Now LDC has an option to be able to get these KOs.
Okay.
Cody evens things up really quickly.
All right, definitely even match. Cody Travis with that extra defense. Certainly, you can basically shrug off that little bit of damage that he's taken.
LDC picks up the Lance once again. Downer connects, no Nairs coming afterwards. Cody seems to be respecting the possibility of that move. Recovery goes high. LDC looking for that downlight that you were talking about, but this does not connect. A good punish on that side signature. LDC finds that landing neutral light and end sig.
Ooh, that is a ton of damage.
Ooh, the neutral light, but he's so fast that he pivoted immediately into a downlight. LDC managed to bring it back by Cody Travis.
Reverse neutral sig. Just grip him and rip him, send him out the right side.
And that's exactly what I was hearing Koslix talk to me about earlier today, about like when he was off stage with Lance, sometimes when you're recovering, you only have one option with Sarah or recovery, and Barasa, specifically with that neutral sig, when you slide charge, it can pick him up just perfectly, but the gun recovery, stopping that lead almost instantly. LDZ evens up 1-1. He is on his tournament stock here, but he can make it look really possible. That was an early KO coming out from Cody Travis, but can he make it happen again? Nice little neutral light comes out, picks up the axe and immediately goes for a gravity cancel side leg. Neutral stick does not connect.
This game has been
He's off stage.
So back and forth. Damage just about.
Oh, the recovery hits.
The
neutral stick connects.
He got
LDZ.
it, but Lance.
Hits him with a weapon toss, and that's it.
That's going to be it. Cody Travis moving on 3-0 over the two-time world champion LDZ.
Cody Travis possibly showing the best Lance matchup knowledge out of all the players that we've seen on screen so far. The second that LDC had that and was off stage, he instantly knew where he needed to go to be able to connect those neutral sticks. And look at how long he charged that, sending him flying in almost a fresh stock. Oh, that was not the second one.
That was unreal.
The second replay.
And that last one, I mean, LDZ basically could have made it back from anywhere because that Lance recovery, you get to charge it, it goes farther, but Cody Travis had the perfect angle for the weapon throw snipe.
LDC is in yellow here, right? Recovery just barely puts him in the orange. He side airs to the stage, and that's what I was talking about. Lance side air and recovery are going to send you into the same place, a place to be punished by Barasa neutral signature. Cody Travis taking it 3-0 over LDZ.
Man, oh man, this guy just keeps getting better and better. So Cody Travis will be moving on.
And look at that, you can see the celebration of Citra in the back. Flashpoint, the teammate of Cody Travis. Man, very happy about that performance because keeping in mind that I think Cody Travis and Citra are still in top 4 of doubles as well. So this is such an amazing event for Cody Travis. We saw the earnings there not being quite as nice for Cody as it was for LDZ, but that is going to probably double by the end of today if he continues down this line.
His power ranking is going to skyrocket. It's just up and up for him.
We're nearly to top 4. in singles. We got 2 more matches that we have to go over. The rematch of Bumi and Doe Brain and Cody Travis versus Noel. How is Noel going to be matching up against Cody Travis when it comes to the blasters and the axe? It might look a little bit better. I know that Noel has much more experience. I mean, it's hard to say that LDZ doesn't have experience with axe, but I guess when I think of sparring partners, right, with who Noel teams with, it's very possible. But here we are. We're seeing the 2.
All right, so
the 2 stars of their respective regions.
Doe Brain is the one who knocked Bumi into losers bracket.
2-1.
And I know that's something that Bumi's coach, part of the Creed, was talking about yesterday. Just how can we fight this orb matchup? What kind of adjustments do we need to make? I wonder if they were running over it last night, because looking at the bracket, I mean, that was definitely one of the potential matches that he had to fight through if he's looking to take this tournament.
They're going into button checks right now. I'm double checking to make sure. No, it wasn't a 2-1. It was a 2-0.
Man.
So it was. Doe Brain definitely beat Bumi in that best of 3.
I mean, is this button checks? They look like they are just going right at it. Did Bumi actually go for the mirror match? Fate versus Fate.
It actually does look like a fight, but I'm not sure. Are they? I think they are. They definitely are going at it. I think it's Fate versus Fate.
Oh my gosh, is that the answer? So Bumi was wondering, oh no, that is button checks. We got faked out.
It's just like they were looking so determined in the camera where I was like, wait a second. But I guess that's just how they do button checks. Doe Brain and Bumi do spar with each other often. Even if they're in different regions, they still like to exchange information and play with the ping deficit. So.
But I mean, Bumi definitely one of those players who, in the past, whenever he wants to send a message to somebody, he will pick their legend and fight them with it. I mean, I was really wondering if that was going to be the solve, but no, he's sticking with that Diana that's brought him this far.
There's still the potential for it. It is a best of 5.
Yeah.
But game 1 is going to be what we've seen Bumi on all day, as well as Doe Brain. Diana versus Fate. And Doe Brain finding the first weapon and already keeping Bumi up in the sky on that top platform of Blackguard Keep. Neutral Daenerys connects. Recovery goes high, and Doe Brain.
He was trying for that early KO. Side air beating out the signature. Oh, Doe Brain just sliding in past that down light, getting a massive orb string for tons of damage. Ooh, the weapon
clash.
Throw saving Bumi from that
was so
fatal
interesting.
Spell.
You saw Bumi in the grab animation.
Yep.
But the move wasn't working out because the weapon toss was so well placed. But Doe Brain still manages to take that first stock here in game number 1. Bumi going back for that dash back neutral signature to be able to kill him off the top. But unfortunately, Doe Brain was covering that option. Ooh, and we're seeing these dashes back trying to get Bumi to do something, but Bumi's not falling for the bait. Manages to find his way in with a downlight. Second downlight does not hit. The down stick catches Bumi trying to get that sidelight combo starter and the anti-air of the neutral stick from Fate. Sidelight Sarah puts Bumi off the side of the stage. Goes for that down air. A little bit misspaced.
Yep, he was looking for that wall bounce.
Bumi goes to the side of the stage with the ground pound, and already it's showing that the side sig.
Gosh.
Knowing that Bumi wanted to go for the weapon on the platform, using the side signature to ride across the platform as it rose. Bumi finds himself at a 2-stock deficit here, and Doe Brain recovers back.
He's got that 2-stock lead. He's got Bumi on the back foot, on the edge. Oh, man, Bumi doing that one just the wrong direction. I think he might have been expecting Doe Brain to go further through and secure the KO from the signature, even from the other side of the stage.
Tries to go for that gravity cancel down, but the side sig hits, and he uses the active input on the side signature to send Bumi down into the weapon toss. The most creative move of that side sig. A lot of players don't even know that Fate side sig on Orb has active input because they're like, why would I ever want to use that? It doesn't have that knockback. Why would I ever want to do it if it's not going to KO? It's because in Orange, if a player's not ready to be sent in that direction, they might buffer a jump to get above you and jump into your attacks. We're going to see at the very end here the weapon toss being used to stop Bumi from being able to get back. And then there, Doe Brain almost put Bumi into a position to recover. Instead, a 3-stock coming out in game number 1, showing why Doe Brain was able to 2-0 Bumi so handily in winner's side.
My gosh. All right, so we are now moving over to Mammoth Fortress. It's a lot more open area, and Doe Brain actually opening up with the Scythe this time. Now, he was one of the few players that really picked up the Scythe on its first release and stuck with it for a number of tournaments.
Ooh, the side stick hits. Doe Brain tries to get back to the stage, and the Sair. Down air is not hit, but the chase dodge is activated. Goes straight up. Really early edge guard opportunity for Bumi. He still found a lot of damage. Oh, but the side stick hitting. Bumi just spacing right at the edge of where the move is active. And then Doe Brain getting the neutral stick anti-air. So many of these fate signatures being used to great effect. But that side stick, that time, Bumi waited it out, but didn't get the right punish. Doe Brain just a little bit too high in the sky.
All right, Bumi just trying to get a little bit with those side airs, just really denying Doe Brain from landing anywhere on stage, going up 1 stock lead here.
And what a lead it is. This is the first stock that Doe Brain, or that Bumi has taken in this entire set. Doe Brain originally 3-stocking him in game number 1. Bumi turning things around quite quickly. Blackguard keep definitely not working out. And that side sig, yes, it's got a long range, but it is punishable if you charge it that long. Bumi finding a little bit of damage. And avoiding that side signature, that definitely seems to be the move of the game, as it is connected time and time again.
Oh,
but Bumi's finding out how to dodge it.
He finds that range. He finds where the punish options are. Oh, Doe Brain.
Still not enough.
Not enough, even with that chase dodge off the recovery hit. Are
we going to see a 3-stock in the opposite direction? Bumi's doing so well here in game number 2. This just seems to be a game of momentum based off whoever takes the first stock. No! Ooh. Downline, the recovery comes out, and Doe Brain manages to stop that from happening. But it still looks really
throwing
good
that
for
weapon
Bumi.
up to delay the next weapon spawn. So that way you can get a little bit of extra damage on Bumi. But Bumi, just snapping up those blasters, zoning out Doe Brain.
Side stick hits, uses the active input to put him into the mammoth platform. Ooh, nice little neutral light. Catches Bumi as he lands. You see him playing ball with Mammoth Fortress.
That is always so threatening when Doe Brain just dash jumps over the edge.
Yep. And we saw the landing there with the down air too. It bounced off and hit Bumi on the way back up.
All right, Bumi recovering high, gets back on stage. Both of them just opting to arm back
the
up.
The side stick stopped by the weapon toss. We've seen Bumi interrupting a lot of Doe Brain's fate.
Oh my gosh, the 3-piece.
Neutral stick in the ground pound. Bumi going so far off stage, similar in a fashion that we saw Sandstorm doing in winner's bracket, only this time connecting with the final move.
Man, that is that game experience coming through. I mean, Doe Brain, he was in those little magnifying glasses off screen, and Bumi just knew exactly where he was going.
We saw Bumi going for a lot of those deep ground pounds. That neutral stick connecting, Doe Brain having just a little bit of time, but it's just like Diana's so fast. I said it again, it's not confirmed for that neutral stick, but it's such a great option, and when you're off stage, puts you in a position where it's so hard to get punished that you might as well go for it, and if it connects, the rewards are immense. Bumi taking the 2-stock there in game number 2, evening it up 1-1, no legend swaps. The only maps that are left are Shipwreck and Miami Dome.
Looks like we're going Shipwreck. No walls to be had here.
Mammoth Fortress gets smaller.
Stage.
Yeah, I almost feel like this is an advantage to Bumi. Just because of how we've seen the offstage gameplay develop over the past 2 games.
Yeah.
And as I'm saying that, we're seeing it right now. Doe Brain just dies in 8 seconds.
Gosh. Absolutely destroyed first stock.
I couldn't have been more right at the very beginning of that match because of how well that went. And Bumi's going off stage once again. I wasn't going to think that it was going to happen so quickly, but Bumi's showing that, like, yes, when he had Doe Brain off stage, he's going so far and recognizing.
Oh, no.
He's recognizing the weaknesses.
Sniped too low
Of Scythe and Orb recovery. It has been 30 seconds and 2 stocks are gone. Doe Brain has barely been able to play this match, but Scythe and Orb, they both suffer in the same department as the recovery. It's a great kill move, but it barely travels anywhere, and if you don't have any walls to touch onto, Bumi is definitely going to be there to be able to stop that stock from happening, and this is looking so destructive as opposed to game number 1.
Oh my gosh, quick weapon toss into the punch.
Now Doe Brain goes to that down signature. Can't find anything. He's trying to find some
perfectly
way back, but Doe
dodging
Brain, Bumi's looking for a way to be able to end this. The neutral stick works as an anti-air, but they have the same amount of damage on 3 stocks to 1. Side stick hits.
Finding his way up.
And he's playing around.
Sending Doe Brain off stage, just keeping him off his footing.
He's playing around down stick and side stick so well.
Oh
Side stick
my
hits, disarms.
gosh.
Oh, goes for that pivot gravity cancel down signature, and the down air
Wow,
gets Doe Brain
that's gonna
going,
be
and that's
it.
Bumi ready to finish it if the weapon toss missed. 308 damage to 140.
All right, so
look at this.
Doe Brain opens on Bumi with a 3-stock, but here, when the set is tied, Bumi
Dive
answers
kick.
back
Dive
with a
kick.
3-stock of his own.
That's it. Doe Brain, even if he uses recovery there, it wasn't going to work. Yes, you can steer the orb recovery, but it's like steering a robot without an orb. Like, you're not going that far.
He had no distance left on him. My gosh. Now we're going Thunderguard Stadium.
Yeah, if you wanted more walls, this would be the place to go, besides, like, say, Twilight Grove. Doe Brain now has 4 places that he can recover as opposed to none.
Yep. He can recover, he can kick the orb off of them with that down air. This could not be any more different of a map pick from Shipwreck Falls. I don't blame him.
And already opening it up, Bumi having a decent lead, but not nearly as explosive as game number 3. Sidestick goes out of the way, he gets punished. Doe Brain actually finding a really good unarmed string. Picking up the orb, but as he lands, Bumi just catching his landing with a side light and the down lane. And neutral sync, we saw that before, and we see it again, this time killing on its own.
All right, so again, a solid lead for Bumi. I mean, you said not as explosive as last game, but still, this is quite the turnaround from the way this set began.
Doe Brain catching him with the active input of that Scythe Nair. Kicks him off, but the ground pound interrupted by the gun neutral air. Reaching
It's
out
such
so
a good
far.
anti-air.
Incredible anti-air.
Tons of range, it's fast. It's got the 2 shots to even cover behind.
Arguably the only downside is that you can't hit with it as you fall down, like say a sword nair, but that's fine for how useful it is in positions to where it does have its uses. Downlight, pivoted off the side of the stage.
Okay.
Excellently
That's going to
placed.
tie up the stocks. Doe Brain not too far behind. He was able to take that quickly before Bumi could build too much of a lead.
Doe Brain looking for those downlights to be able to open something up. Get that little jump kick out of the way, but Bumi's not letting him have it. Ooh, weapon toss in the middle of that combo, but no, neutralizing the recovery. Bumi chase dodges diagonally upwards to see if he can find even more. Sidelight off the side of the stage. No. Doe Brain manages to make it back. The down air just barely missed. But the Sarah hits and Doe Brain doesn't have a recovery. Okay, uses the gravity cancel neutral sync as a recovery tool to be able to get high enough to where Bumi cannot grab him.
And just got around those. The bow ground pound is so scary. I mean, even on a map like Thunderguard, just because it has so much force. Oh, Bumi going wide, going to the center.
Oh, I never even thought about that, but orb down air in the center of Thunderguard Stadium is probably really annoying to deal with.
Oh, yeah.
Being able to bounce it off of either wall, giving so many more options to the sides that gets in the landing, and now Doe Brain is on his tournament stock. This is quarterfinals of losers. If he loses this stock, he is out. Bumi is up 2-1. He needs to be able to find the damage to be able to get one of those sick orb neutral signatures, but
perfect
dodge out of the way.
dodge.
Doe Brain looking for it. There's so many things they can use to catch landings. Downtick comes out. Bumi not one to fall into that downtick anymore after game number 1. Uses the down air, not bouncing it off either wall, but just putting it out there so that Bumi has to weave around it. Side tick punished by the nair. Downlight Sair, Doe Brain being put closer and closer into the orange. Doesn't want to go off stage against Bumi's blasters. We saw how that went in game number 3.
Saw Bumi with that. Just those ledge cancel dashes.
2 side sticks in a row, but Bumi's just not getting hit by them. Side air comes out, side stick punished by the Sair from Doe Brain. Will the weapon toss do it? He dodges through. Ground pound.
Oh, again, perfect dodge. We've seen Doe Brain do that before in matches this tournament. Once they've expended all their options, that gravity cancel downlight into the ground pound, perfect punish to seal the stop.
And the neutral stick from Bumi being punished. Doe Brain finding a loft. That's Sair into neutral air. Another falling Sair. Bumi's on the side of the stage. Goes to that downer to bait something out of Bumi. Does not bounce off the wall, but now he has him in the center of Thunderguard Stadium. Ooh, that dash forward downlight doesn't connect. Weapon toss coming out from Doe Brain. Bouncing the ball off Bumi's head. Bumi's unarmed. Goes for the unarmed Sair. Second Sair hits. Doe Brain uses that recovery early to be able to get back, but the downer connects and the recovery kills. Bumi takes it 3-1 over Doe Brain, defeating his demons. Doe Brain, the 2-0 victory over the winner's side does not pan out over in losers as Bumi learns the matchup in front of our very eyes. Game number 1 was a 3-stock, and it went up to Bumi 3-stocking Doe Brain in return. And by game 4, there was no doubt about it. Bumi was definitely the victor here in this side of losers top 8, and he makes his way into losers semis.
Absolute turnaround over the course of the set. And you know what? I wonder how much of that is due to part of the Creed's coaching. Because I know he was really worried about getting this rematch and what they would need to turn this into a victory for Bumi.
That's absolutely a huge factor into it. And that's something that's just going to stay between player and coach. But we saw that whatever it was, the adjustments that he made, while not necessarily showing up in game number 1, that pop-off from Bumi, he popped off so hard
shake the glasses off. I don't need to see anymore. Set's over.
Congratulations to Doe Brain for being able to make it to 5th place here at Final Round, especially the winner's side.
Oh, yeah.
An amazing run for a player who wasn't finding as much success in singles as he had in the past. There was a time where Doe Brain had literally, like, if you looked at his Steam page, it was just a massive list of every tournament that he won. That was
early days of Brawlhalla, he had a 50 tournament win streak.
But this is a good start to 2019. This is the first LAN of the year. Being able to make it out here and do so well, especially innovating a new weapon to the game. I think the one thing that I fear that I would love to be able to see him improve and then really bring out the next time is that as he used more signatures, you saw that like Bumi just like, oh, that's how the signature works. I'm going to space around it. Yep. There was times where side sticks were flying left and right, one after another. There was nothing in between, and they still weren't hitting. Yep. And I think those changes that Doe Brain's going to have to make in the future, we're going to have to be using those a little bit less excessively.
Yes.
Because then we see characters like Barasa signatures, right? They're not exactly spammable, but when they hit, they're devastating.
Oh, when they come out.
If Doe Brain can get Fate to a point where Cody Travis has Barasa, he is going to be a terrifying opponent. And speaking of Barasa, we've got Cody Travis on the left fighting against Noel here. This is the final match before winners top 4.
All right, so Cody Travis, absolute monster, just took down the 2-time world champion
And
LDC.
Noel got beat up pretty bad in winner's side.
Yeah.
That was like
his match against
Sandstorm
was looking real
like
rough.
Every first stock was like, you can do this. And then it was like, oh no, what's happening? I want to see if the time that they've had in between these matches are going to transfer over here. Cody Travis is looking really good. He's got a ton of momentum. And in a way, despite how good he's looking, he still has that underdog position, right? It's like the people want to see him continue to succeed because he's never done it before.
Yeah, but I mean, that's going to be a tall order. Noel didn't
this.
get the top 5 power ranking for nothing. He's one of the most consistent players with the most LAN wins of any Brawlhalla player.
And we see the sets won here. They've only met twice. They've both gone to Noel. Cody Travis is another opponent whom he's never beaten once before. Maybe, oh no, definitely they've had wins over them in 2v2s. But, But in singles, let's see if Noel sticks to Koji the entire time like he did against Sandstorm. He switched to Asurian by game number 3. Will he need to switch to it early on, or will the Koji work out? One thing's for sure, Cody Travis is not going to be changing legends at all.
No, it's Barasa. It's Barasa all the way, every day. Now, I guess the only question is, what map are we going to open on?
Probably Mammoth Fortress.
It's a pretty stable pack. Yep, leaving that open.
There's basically 3 Mammoth Fortresses on the map. Oh, Shipwreck Falls. Okay. I like this because Cody Travis, his offstage game essentially consists of falling down air and weapon toss. So if Noel feels like he can really get the upper hand there, where he definitely didn't against Sandstorm, there's a possibility that Shipwreck is a very good starting place to fight. But we'll see what happens here as Cody Travis opens up the axe and down lane to there. Already seeing that Cody's like kind of jumping in tandem with Noel. And ooh, neutral air and a side air. Oh, this neutral stick. If he had actually slid off the map, that would have connected with where Noel was waiting.
All right, playing footsies here, but Cody Travis just winning out every exchange. And I mean, the axe does a ton of damage per swing, so it doesn't take long for all those to add up to Noel being deep in the red.
Falling Sarah sends Noel off the side of the stage, and the weapon toss goes down. Cody Travis looking for that little downlight to be able to get the ground pound with the recovery afterwards. Noel's damaged enough now to where even an unarmed recovery would definitely be able to KO, as we see the guns here nearly doing it. The recovery from Noel gives him a little life.
It is able to cover a ton of that
Sarah's
wall.
Doing so much damage now. Cody Travis doesn't even have to risk going off stage.
Ooh, Noel getting the dodge read into another neutral air, keeping Cody Travis just juggled in the air.
Ooh, but Noel is not letting. Oh! He's not letting Cody get these finishers. Side stick comes out. Tries to follow with that side air. Doesn't connect, and Cody Travis manages to make it back, picks up a weapon, but we haven't seen him going off stage for these down airs to be able to get those KOs. Bounces Noel off the stage, but that's not going to be able to do it. Noel definitely in kill percent. Maybe he's going to have to wait until he gets to a point. No, okay. Falling Sarah does it. Down stick, thrown up by Noel, expecting Cody to land maybe with a down air again, but he doesn't go for it. Falls with the Sarah, gets the very tip of that weapon attack.
All right, so as much of a lead as Cody Travis had built for himself, Noel was able to bring back that damage deficit, but Cody's blasters are just making
ground pound.
No! Noel, absolutely perfect. There's not a lot of wall to cling to, and sword ground pound will just brush right by it all.
Noel showing why Shipwreck Falls is a difficult stage to recover on indeed, as that sword ground pound was able to catch Cody trying to drift to the side of the stage. Cody trying to find more of these poking sidelights that he likes to do in the neutral game, jumping down air. Goes for a second dare. Quick connect sidelight. There. Recovery puts him high, but Noel wasn't able to punish. Recovery in the wrong direction. down air into jumping Sarah does not connect. But all this is just damage that Cody is getting, and Noel is not getting anything in return as Sarah just barely above.
Oh
down to
my
connect.
gosh. Hit the dive roll, send him off the top. Cody Travis sitting pretty with that one stock lead. All right, Noel looking to get some of these sword down airs. He wants those bounce combos, but Cody Travis is the one usually bouncing him off.
Cody Travis is such a fascinating X player because while other players will definitely, that combo right there, sidelight nair. No, the neutral sig. It made Noel go down so low that after the move finished, he was just able to jump up for the side air. The last thing Noel wanted to do was get his stock killed prematurely by getting hit by a move like that. And Cody Travis intelligently buffering the jumping snare right afterwards, saying there's only one way that you can recover. Shipwreck Falls has no walls. You have to go above me. You have to jump. Finishes off the stock, a 2-stock going over to Cody Travis here in game number 1, and they run it immediately back to Shipwreck.
Wow. So right back to Shipwreck. I mean, Noel's got to make some serious adjustments here. Cody Travis looking like an absolute monster. That axe just chopping him down.
Then the neutral sig, catching Noel not dodging. Opening up the game
gosh.
immediately with a combo from white to orange.
So
Noel.
before last game, it was the axe that built such a massive lead for Cody Travis, but now it's the blasters. All that damage, these great strings and setups. Noel was able to bring back the damage deficit last time. Let's see if he can do it again here. Hopefully he can even take the stock lead.
Jumping stare from Noel, slowly clawing back into this game. Noel definitely, where Cody Travis is finding these amazing strings that end with signatures, Noel is just chipping them away with dares and stares that don't even link into each other. They're just kind of being found on their own. Cody picks up the axe, goes for a Saru. Ooh, goes for that down light, and even though he's Barasa, even though it's Shipwreck Falls blast zones, that side sig sends him hurtling to his death across the opposite side of the stage. Noel with the first lead here in game number 2.
And you see every time that Cody Travis ends up missing one of those recoveries, he kind of wiggles in the center. So that way if Noel went for the bow recovery, he's got to fade one side or the other. But Noel, he's adapted. He started going for those neutral airs every time.
Ooh, that side sig barely spaced out of the way and punished by the Barasa side sig of his own. Traveling across the stage to be able to blast Koji in the face across the map to his death.
That's one of those slower signatures, but it hits like a truck.
Absolutely does. And we've seen Cody connect with it in more cases than just that. But the side sig from Noel, using the special property where the first hit comes out, you could charge it just a little bit longer to get a little bit of that extra force. 2 side sigs in a row. Cody barely touching.
Okay. Cody's severely behind, but these unarmed strings getting a little bit of that extra damage, but Noel just weapon starving him. Finally managed to get some blasters. Let's see if he can find the spacing that he needs to keep Noel out and keep that damage going up.
Dare comes out. Oh, the gravity cancel down sig catches him out of the dare.
That was unreal. So close, so threatening to taking him out.
Weapon toss and the Sarah dive kick. No, he tries to go for that down light. Gets the recovery. Cody Travis was so behind.
Oh!
But then there, Sarah comes out. Noel not dodging, not ready for how fast Cody is on this surprisingly quick Barasa. Not exactly the legend that you would think to be doing the fastest combos. The D-Light recovery comes out, but Noel was in the lead the entire time. Now the game's dead even. Cody Travis might be able to take a 2-0 lead over Spaces and Gaming's Noel.
All right, so Noel has the bow. We've got like dead even damage around. It's just a lot of range on the board, but Cody Travis, he's got unlimited ammo, no reloads. Look at him just firing back and forth.
Ooh, he's trying to land with another down air, and I love that he had used all of his jumps. Noel thought he had to land, and then he dodged directly upwards and then landed with the down air to be able to punish Noel trying to find that neutral light. Another down air connects. There, nair, recovery. The Sarah comes out. I was so ready for that to be the finisher, but Noel holds on. The skin of his teeth. Side sig, charged, waiting for the spot dodge. Cody Travis thinking that move was going to come out way sooner, but Noel intelligently reading his opponent to be able to put him into kill percent. But he needs another side sig like that if he wants to be able to finish off the likes of Barasa. And Cody Travis with the edge guard goes to the down light, punished by the recovery. Noel sent off the right side of the stage. Cody Travis is putting out sidelight after sidelight. He just wants to be able to get Noel off the side of the stage in the Sarah. Doesn't do it. Dodge
enough.
Used early.
But
Cody
Noel
Travis
definitely in dire straits here.
side sig gets punished, and Cody Travis with the instant drop down recovery, picking him up at the last minute to be able to do that as a punish off of a side signature. What a clutch last stock. Cody Travis just barely able to take the 2-0 lead. And what a 2-0 lead that is. This is loser's bracket to get into top 4 to be able to fight against Bumi to see if they can get into loser's finals. And Noel is down. And we just see he's like, oh, I put that side stick out. There wasn't going to land there. Probably kicking himself over that. But he still has another game to work with, potentially 3 games to work with.
All right, so, I mean, Noel is definitely one of the best in the game at adaptation. So with those 2 games of data, will it be enough for him to run 3 straight against Cody Travis and stay alive here?
Noel tries to land with that neutral light, but Cody sticking to that early game plan of, there's a moment where, like, when he's not finding down airs, he likes to dash forward and dash back and then do a side light. Yeah. The down airs are connecting now, so he's not going to do it, but there it was. There's the dash forward for the side light, down air again. When it goes back, he tried to dash forward for that side light again, but Noel, waiting for it, was able to side light him in the middle of the dash so that the gun move could not come out. Cody Travis doing such a great job of making it difficult for Noel to find his way in. And the down stick charge.
Reading the dodge.
The nair hits, 2 nairs. Goes for the gravity cancel side lane, the down stick does not connect again. Noel still managing to hold on, but now disarmed by that gun sider. The down stick's not going to hit just yet. Puts out a second down stick. Noel has to touch the stage. And he goes off stage, catching the spot dodge with the down signature. 3 in a row. Cody Travis finding the 3rd and getting the secured kill. Looking so strong here in game number 3.
I mean, Cody is just finding all these strong signature hits everywhere that he needs. He's got those weapon throw initiations just to put Noel off kilter.
Look, Noel finds himself off stage with it, Sair. Jumping down there, barely clips Noel on the way down, and that side stick charge. Cody Travis doesn't find himself off the stage, but all Noel's jumps are gone.
Just enough, he tapped. That dodge just making
But the
it
Sair
back.
hits. He was expecting to dodge to the stage, but instead Cody Travis used an attack to get back. Will he go for that down stick? He loves doing those slide charge signatures off the side of the stage to be able to get people on shipwreck.
Oh.
Jumping Sair comes out. Cody Travis gets the recovery, just like the gun recovery, picking him up, and he picks up the axe mid-air. Gravity cancel down, like falling Sair. Noel down. 1 stock to 3. Cody Travis on the verge of 3-0ing his way in the top 4 here at final round. Kick comes out from Noel. Barrasa's so tanky. That's the worst part about fighting against a legend like Brawlhalla, is that his defense is so high that getting the stock, which he finally does,
all right,
means that you have to work so much harder.
Yep. He's still got a steel-plated mountain to climb here. Cody Travis, such a commanding lead. But don't count Noel out yet.
Downline connects. Cody Travis looks for that setup, but Noel was ready to punish. Downer connects. Ooh, the spot dodge is in place. Neither player going, and you still have Sair and Downlight just whiffing each other. The weapons not being the people, so they can't obviously clash.
Noel trying to dodge around these axe swings, but Cody's just pacing, keeps changing up, switching
neutral
those
stick
rhythms,
hits.
throws him off the side.
Weapon toss
There's the
connects.
accuracy. 3-0 over Noel. Cody Travis moving on into top 4 here at final round.
Not just moving on, dominating his way into top 4, taking a 3-0 over Noel, a player he has never beaten in tournament before. 3-0 in a best of 5. Cody Travis is on fire today, taking upset after upset, making his way into loser semifinals against Bumi.
Yeah, you know the Flashpoint guys are celebrating back at HQ.
It hit in a place where he just barely didn't hit the edge of the wall of Shipwreck Falls. An amazing performance coming out from Cody Travis, and we're going to be seeing even more of it.
You see a Citron in the background just cheering on his teammate. Absolutely phenomenal. This top 8 is absolutely crazy. We've got top 4 coming up, winners finals, we got losers semis, working all the way through. Who's going to take this trophy at the first LAN for the year, Brawlhalla Esports Year 4?
We can't say for sure, but I'm excited to find out, and we'll find out in just a little bit. We'll be back shortly after this 2-minute break.
Don't go anywhere.
What's up, Brawlhalla? We got a bunch of shirts to give you guys. Also, straight up, I'm ordering everybody in this crowd food so that none of y'all leave between singles and doubles. We're chilling here. I'm getting like 150 sandwiches, and they're all coming here. We're all gonna eat. It's gonna be a party, all right? All right, let's throw some shirts. Left stick. Let's throw some shirts. Slash, come out. Let's throw some shirts.
There's people over here.
Two things. I'm very happy that I'm right here about to commentate top 4. The other one is I'm really sad I wasn't out there getting to catch a shirt from Left Stick Down, my most favorite leprechaun of all time.
The end of the rainbow was out in the audience, and unfortunately,
the end of the rainbow
we
is
didn't
wherever
get that pot
he
of
is,
gold.
because he is the pot of gold there. Holy crap, man. We're at top 4 at final round, the first land of the season.
And it's been nutty. It has been an absolute
It's been crazy
insanity.
so far, bro. I underestimated. Oh, heck yeah, dude.
Wait, one? Just one? Wow.
You gave me a small. Bro, you've seen me before.
Wow.
You better drop me a large or an XL, man. Come on. But I underestimated Doe Brain. I tweeted that like just a few minutes ago. I underestimated Doe Brain so heavy going into this weekend, and he made it into top 8, and he took Wilson to game 5. And even though it did end in a 3 stock, which was kind of rough, like that's so big for Doe Brain. I don't think he's ever really come up against Wilson before. Having to go through the gauntlet of Wilson is extremely tough, and the fact that he was able to make it until game 5, like that says something for how far Doe Brain has come as a player, because I don't think he's ever been the one to have like the stamina
he's
to run through the gauntlet. And the fact that he made it into top 8 here, like this tournament, like Bumi has said it multiple times to me, that this tournament is so freaking stacked. And it really, really is. We're up to our top 4 right now, though. We just talked about Wilson. You see him on your screen right now. You see the stats between Wilson and Sandstorm. These two have never met in a tournament that counts towards power rankings. That's insane.
And you can see that huge disparity between their power ranking, their earnings, their top 8 finishes. Wilson has played for a longer time and finished in top 8 more times. But we've seen that on the other side. Sandstorm has had kind of bigger finishes, world champion finishes. And that's why he's got that higher PR, that higher earning. He has had bigger finishes than STP Wilson.
But Wilson has already broken his own personal record for highest placement at a LAN. At DreamHack Austin, he did get 5th. No, he got 4th, if I'm not mistaken. And here he's
keep changing that number.
Yeah, I know. It's tough. 4 and 5 are really close together. They're only 1 difference, which is not very much. But he's already guaranteed top 3 here. He was in my top 3 prediction, in my top 8 prediction, and I just recently tweeted that I think Wilson truly can take this. Like, he's sitting in winners finals right now, guaranteed top 3 against Sandstorm. He tweeted yesterday to bring on the Scythe players. I know he personally doesn't like Scythe, but I think he feels good against Scythe players. But I mean, he's never dealt with kind of the best Scythe player of them all.
Sandstorm,
this is the Scythe player to end all Scythe players.
Has not played against him in a PR tournament, but at the same time, he's still playing this Ragnar pick. He's got that Axe to go up against the Scythe. And historically, Axe has not done well against Scythe. If you ever ask how to play against Scythe, people will say, don't play Axe into Scythe.
How do you play Axe against Scythe? You pick another weapon or you pick another character. Wilson's kind of one of the last great Axe players, definitely in North America. There's like 1 or 2.
It's like him and Isidru, and Isidru's like jumping
ship. It's him, Isidru, and now Cody Travis.
Now Cody Travis.
Are the last 3 people really holding onto that Axe, and Wilson's Axe is solid. His guitars are looking so good, too. It seems like anytime Wrenched wants to say that guitars are not great, or anytime anyone else wants to say guitars are not great, like Wilson is producing so many results. With both weapons, he takes the first stock here, but also we saw earlier from Sandstorm, his gauntlets are looking probably sicker today than they even did at BCX, I think.
Yeah, he's like honestly playing at the top of his game right now, able to pick up what is basically the Sandstorm combo at this point. That neutralite and the chase dodge forward neutral signature, he does that so consistently, completely punishes those backward dodges.
Wilson just not even worried about that weapon spawn on stage. He's going to throw out a little bit of unarmed damage first. That's going to give him the lead. Nice neutral signature.
Platform.
And I was thinking about this when we were sitting watching Wilson earlier, is Wilson doesn't really make big mistakes. Like, every player is flawed. Nobody is perfect. Even the best ones make mistakes. But Wilson minimizes his risks so much. OSHA would love Wilson because he minimizes risk. He makes safe options. As I say that, he's getting carried off stage by Sandstorm, who's going to follow that up. He's going to hover right on the side, waiting to hit that ground pound, and he's not even in kill percent right now.
Yeah, that was just Sandstorm with his gauntlet play, so secure with it, so precise, able to shove Wilson off stage after he'd burned quite a few of his aerial movement options. Nice call out from Wilson to get the double down light, couldn't quite get that recovery follow-up, but he's getting decent damage onto Sandstorm's second stock, could get the stock and even out very shortly.
There's the D-Light turning it around.
Just
back and forth. You're left, you're right. Now you're almost dead on his final stock. Sandstorm still just now getting into kill percent. There's the neutral light. No signature follow-up yet. It's a delayed recovery follow-up. Seeing where Sandstorm wants to land, whether it's on the left or the right. It's
neutral light into recovery, very much not true.
Yeah,
so
absolutely. It used to be true back in the day, but it has not been for quite some time now. Falling there. A little bit of a neutral light, continuing the unarmed damage.
Just this wall of neutrals, the neutral lights and the neutral layers. Now he's over to the guitars. Still needs more damage on top of Sandstorm, whereas Sandstorm could start looking for that kill option soon. Double sideline into the recovery.
Once he got that dodge and was able to pick up the second one, he had the right mix-up option that time coming out of that first sidelight. Now, there aren't as many Gauntlet players now as there used to be, but you'll see, like, towards the end of a stock, Gauntlet players will go sidelight, GC, sidelight in the same direction that they were going. If that doesn't work, they'll do sidelight, GC, sidelight in the other direction. And it's just all of those mix-up options that they're going to kind of run through once they're trying to find that kill, if they're not going to rely on an offstage, if they're not going to rely on signatures even.
And you talked a little bit about how Wilson was minimizing his risky situations, but the fact of the matter is Sandstorm, when he gets that opening, is he gets so much mileage out of it. He is doing such a great job of reading Wilson's dodges and just maximizing how much he can get out of that tiny moment.
And that's what I was wondering about once Wilson moved on past his opponent and it was looking like Sandstorm was going to do the work on Noel. My first question was, like, I asked Creed, how does he dodge?
You got to be ready for that.
Are Wilson's dodges that good,
he
or
loves to do that.
Is he going to get caught out?
You can go back and watch the VOD. Sandstorm will consistently do
a standard.
The side signature at the top of the map like that, and if you jump, you get caught, and that's what happened there. Wilson just hadn't watched the VODs, but he did watch that side sig, able to even up the stocks. Didn't actually take him any damage on this one, so he's going to be completely even.
Now, Ragnar is not a character necessarily like Fate or like Mordex, where a lot of players are saying the SIGs are like basically light attacks, like they're basically unpunishable. But somehow Wilson is able to throw out signatures so often, and yeah, I mean, he will take punishment. He doesn't always do it absolutely perfect where he won't get punished, but he'll take like one hit, which against like a Scythe player, like he just threw out a down sig and took, I don't remember if it was a neutral light or a neutral air, but it didn't convert into anything off of that. Sandstorm is finding conversions now. Wilson going to touch the wall to reset his jumps. He had to get back to the wall. He couldn't make it back straight to the platform. But again, we're seeing that minimization of risk. No huge edge guard engagements. No initiations really off stage coming from Wilson. And I think that he mostly knows that as of now, the way it's going so far, he's probably going to lose that battle.
Yeah, he knows that he can't fight off stage against Sandstorm. Sandstorm has some insane offstage plays, but that's Wilson in a nutshell. Is he doesn't go off stage that much anyways. Sandstorm forcing him off stage every single time though.
Just with a little bit of a lead at this point. Sandstorm is up one game, but of course this is top 8. Now we're at top 3 at this point. So all of this is going to be best of 5. So losing one game, heck, even losing 2 games is not the worst thing in the world. We've seen players come back from a 1-2 game deficit.
It is definitely possible. Wilson just trying to figure out a way to get the stock off of Sandstorm, though. Sandstorm, again, had the offstage, but ended up trying to reset as Wilson was above him and was not in position for that neutral air, that kind of clap down from the gauntlet kit.
Nice punish.
That's a punish, yeah.
So good from Wilson. His punish game with signatures is really strong. He converts so many solid signature punishes into a kill.
And that's part of that very sparing use of his signatures that you were talking about earlier, is that when he uses it in very precise situations.
He's going to have to be careful with his Qatar Dare initiations, though, because it seems like Sandstorm is backstepping so many of those. And when you Qatar Dare into the ground, you're going to be stuck in a lot of recovery frames there.
Just like that, you see Sandstorm able to get that punish, that down light into a down air. Couldn't get too much more after it. Was looking for that signature, but Wilson was able to avoid that. Dodged out of the way. The neutral. Wow.
That was lightning.
Yeah.
Did he dash that in?
Yeah, I think they both dashed in at that moment, and just one of them went for the neutral heavy. The other one did not do anything.
And that's Sandstorm's Scythe control with that active input. We talked about how Wilson necessarily doesn't have the strongest offstage game, so he kind of strays away from that. But the control that a Scythe player has over where they want to send their opponent, whether that's left and right, back and forth across the stage, which we saw from Sandstorm, whether that's high offstage, low offstage, onto the edge, Wilson is switching
it up
to Fate.
Oh my goodness, Wilson with the swap. He is going to be busting out the Fate pick. We'll have that Scythe to mirror Sandstorm's, but he's going against the world champion, the Mordex main, in a Scythe mirror match. This is a bold decision from Wilson, but Wilson's a very bold player.
I'm really curious as to why it's specifically Fate, because if he's trying to go for the disrespectful or the BM, specifically Scythe pick, I would think he would lean into it and go exactly to Mordex. But maybe he just feels more comfortable on the Fate pick. Maybe he feels he has a little bit more of a mastery over the signature kit. Maybe he feels better about his orb versus his gauntlets, and he's going to fall there reasonably early. Sandstorm about halfway through his stock. You're seeing a little bit of a breakdance coming out from Sandstorm, a little bit of a celebration as he starts off this this Scythe mirror here.
Well, and already starting on that second stock. Gets the dunk, couldn't quite continue the chase though. Still keeping this damage and pressure on top of Wilson. Wilson, what can he do with his orb?
Well, yeah, what can he do with this orb? I have truly no idea.
Gotten a side air. Okay.
All right. He can use the signature kit pretty well. He already
that's
saw.
What he's looking for is a stronger signature kit.
He already saw Doe Brain use quite a few of those signatures today. Very signature heavy play style coming out from Doe Brain's Fate. So maybe he was able to pick up a couple things or two from Doe Brain. And you're seeing that typically slow Wilson style. Pacing back and forth on the stage, jumping 1, 2, sometimes 3 times before he initiates.
Just chipping away at his opponent.
He's not putting out like heavy moments of pressure, but he's putting out a medium to light amounts of pressure kind of all the time.
Yeah, it's the constant medium pressure.
He's not a pressure cooker that will cook a steak in 2.5 minutes. He's an oven that cooks a lasagna in 3 hours. Both dishes, of course, being very delicious coming out of the kitchen of Wilson.
Meanwhile, Sandstorm able to get that stock off of Wilson, and Wilson with this fate pick. I'm still very curious what prompted this pick.
Yeah, we might see a switch back after this. Not really do we often see major character swaps to a character that we're not familiar with. In
With
top
no
three,
weapon
with no weapon carryover.
Yeah.
He's using those
Okay,
signatures, man.
okay.
Though. He's going almost even with
He's
Sandstorm
just,
so
he's just
far.
joining the ribbon gang, just throwing out those down signatures. That's what it's about. Those orb signature kit, maybe that's what Wilson was really looking for, but he's got to be careful about this scythe play. Just the strings coming out from Sandstorm.
He uses a lot of signatures to kill with when he's playing Ragnar, though, even to do damage with as well. So he's used to working high startup, high recovery frame, high force moves into his regular play. It's not quite like Cody Travis's Barraza, where, I mean, he'll try a signature every now and then, but it's not really a core part of his gameplay.
He had a couple of moments, a couple of decent strings.
Oh,
but
that's a
there's the
dunk right over the edge.
Avoids the weapon
Sandstorm
toss, but not enough.
positioned that
Yeah.
so well. He was just far enough from the edge, but just close enough to the edge that it sent Wilson right over that corner, didn't bounce, didn't take any momentum away. Perfect placement coming out of Sandstorm. And we will likely see a character swap,
I
maybe
think
back
that
to the
was game
Ragnar.
three. I'm pretty sure that was game 3.
Was it?
I don't know. They fist bumped and started getting up.
Not according to the overlay. Was that game 3? Was it that fast?
I don't know. I see Wilson literally standing up and walking towards us.
How did I just lose a game in my brain?
Because that's how much destruction.
That was a
that
3-0.
That was a swift 3-0. That's what I thought. Yeah.
How did I lose a game in my
That was a
brain?
Swift 3-0. That's okay. Production also lost a game.
That was
just-
super
It was
swift.
so quick.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
That was so
Wilson,
quick.
Wilson lost the first 2 on Ragnar. All of them on Mammoth. Wilson lost the
I
first
can't
2 on
believe
Ragnar,
those Ragnar
and then-
games just kind of fused together.
That's what happens when you're playing against Sandstorm.
I got that time slippage in my brain, man. And the interesting thing is it wasn't huge destruction like we saw against Noel. Like, he wasn't getting super duper
Yeah.
early gimps. It was like popcorn here and there.
He had these brief moments of just insane pressure. I mean, at game 3, he did get an early gimp to start that one off.
Yeah.
And that last stock was relatively quick as well. But if you looked at the damage numbers, it was 504, 503. 1 damage difference between the 2 of them, despite the fact that Sandstorm was able to get some relatively early kills. So I think Wilson had some life. If he was able to get out of those scythe pressure situations, then I think he would have done a lot better.
So that is going to be Wilson moving down into the loser's bracket. Sandstorm will be moving on. Guaranteed top 2.
That's our
That
world
is a
champion.
gold or a silver medal. That is one of the best places you can possibly be in an entire tournament. Sandstorm has solidified himself there. He's got to be feeling good. He's taken out some big boys today. Took out Noel 3-0. Took out Wilson 3-0. That is 6 games in a row without a single loss today here on Sunday.
He thrives in offline. Like, there's a lot of players who thrive in offline. Egg Soup is another one of those who just does a lot better offline. But this is Sandstorm's this is his home turf, even though he's not from Atlanta. He just does so much better. He has so much opportunity to learn from his opponents, constantly is thinking about what they're doing and adapting to what they're doing. He is constantly growing in the middle of the game, and it is why he is so incredibly strong. And another player who is very similar is Bumi. Bumi is constantly studying his opponent mid-match, pre-match, post-match, thinking about what they're doing and how he can punish it better.
On the other side, though, bro, it's Cody.
It's Cody.
He's hungry, man. He's taking a bite out of every
everyone.
competitor that he has
Everyone.
run
Big
up
bite,
against
Cody.
in this tournament. They've never come together in a power rank qualification tournament before.
I mean,
For how long both of these people have played together, like, I go back in the day to having Steam messages. Back when people used Steam messages from Cody Travis after a tournament where he was like, man, I was feeling it. I ran into some lag issues. Like, Cody goes back a long way. Bumi goes back a long way. And it's interesting that they've just never run up against each other in a tournament that counts for power rank points. But, I mean, you can look, you see it right there, 37 top 8 finishes from Bumi. I forgot how many was Cody. Was it 11?
11.
Yeah,
It was 11.
It was
Cody
11
Travis.
top 8 finishes from Cody, and this is definitely his biggest one yet.
absolutely.
His Barraza is looking so strong today. His axe is looking incredible. His guns are looking impeccable. This is going to be tough, though. He's going to have to go toe-to-toe against one of the best gun players, which he already did that to a point today against LDZ's Ada.
But Bumi playing at a completely different level than LDZ. Bumi, I mean, he's the top power rank player for a reason. He has been absolutely dominant in Brawlhalla.
Dollar for dollar,
quite a
most
while now.
valuable Brawlhalla player in the entire game.
We see Cody Travis playing the weapon denial game against Bumi. Doesn't have to worry about the blasters mirror match if Bumi doesn't have blasters. Keep him relegated to that left side airing. No down air spikes. Surprised to see him not try to cover that bottom corner, but instead it's going to be the down sig. Cody Travis taking the first stock and not too damaged. This is Barraza that he's playing, a very tanky character, and to see him so incredibly healthy on that first stock still, that's going to be massive.
Now, Bumi will likely, if he has guns in his hand, possibly looking for the D-Light recovery kill. I don't know if he's going to try to focus on that because the ceiling is very high and Barraza is very tanky, so he might just avoid that. Good choice-wise, though, for Bumi is he has the neutral sig that'll send down and to the left or right on the bow, or he has the down sig that'll send down to the left or the right on the bow. Bumi's edge guards have been really solid today. He has made a couple missteps on the edge of maybe being a little bit too confident. Definitely in his games against Simba, he could have had a real chance to make a couple mistakes on the edge against Simba here. I'm curious as to what we're going to see against the Cody Travis Barraza here on the edge, in neutral, everywhere.
I think he's going to respect Cody Travis a little bit more than he did against Simba. And you've been seeing it so far, but Bumi did a great job. Got that stock off of Cody Travis immediately. Now we've got a much more even game. Cody Travis in the offstage side air. Weapon toss is going to whiff, and Cody Travis can't get the follow-up. Bumi with those nairs. That's what we're seeing out of blasters more and more at the high level, is they use that nair to cover themselves. The neutral signature from Bumi and the weapon toss. Yep,
That's going to
that'll
be
finish
it. All Bumi had to do was wait there. It was going to take all of Cody's in-air movement economy that he was going to have to spend to get back to that wall to touch and reset his jumps. So Bumi just had to wait there, and he got the free ground pound for the kill. With a little bit of a lead right now, despite Cody taking the early lead in this game. Nice reset there, going off of the weapon toss. Continued a weapon toss. Looking to put out damage in between as he swaps weapons. These weapon tosses are working really well for Bumi so far.
He's doing such a good job of like pushing Cody Travis back, and then he'll back up once he recognizes that Cody Travis is going to wake up, go for an attack, hits him with a weapon toss, stops him, and then goes back on the aggressive. But we do see Cody Travis able to even up that stock. He is, again, on Barraza, a tanky character. He still can do this, still has a decent amount of health to play with, but Bumi's looking real strong.
And we've seen multiple players today mount major comebacks specifically against Bumi. We saw Simba with huge comeback potential today. We saw Doe Brain with huge comeback potential today. I think that's absolutely possible for Cody Travis if Bumi is not careful here. We saw Bumi start to throw out those like wild side signatures and neutral signatures and down signatures when he was looking almost like he was a little bit shook, just trying to throw something out, hoping his opponent was going to fall into it. We haven't seen too many signatures yet, so he's probably not too antsy to finish up this game. He wasn't quite damaged enough to fall there. Cody Travis would have loved a kill there. It would have let him snake this first game away from Bumi.
That would have been a nice one to put into the pocket, but unfortunately Cody Travis just not able to get the height for that recovery. Bumi really chasing with this unarmed.
See, Bumi's about midway through orange right now. Cody's able to juggle a little bit better with these nairs. There's the GC D-Light into the recovery for the kill, but Bumi was in red at that point. Did they both put
6 damage?
Okay, yeah, it was 566 to 560. Yeah.
And that was really close right there on that first stock of Cody Travis. So he went for a turnaround side air, and if he had chase dodged up, he would have gotten more vertical height and then potentially been able to get to the wall. But instead, since he was facing right when he did the side air, when he tried to dodge up left, he didn't get the chase dodge, so he just didn't quite have the distance for that one.
3, 2, 1.
We're going right to game 2. Twilight Grove, Cody Travis and Bumi. Cody Travis with a very safe start there, went down, saw Bumi go above him, and now we're seeing Cody Travis bringing out the blasters. Bumi's still unarmed, trying to get on top of Cody Travis. Got in with a down air, just a little bit of damage.
Nice side air. Isn't able to pick up immediately with a ricochet, but he is able to weapon starve Bumi further, picking up this weapon spawn. Weapon starving for a lot of players is so valuable because, like, you see that Bumi has a mastery of the unarmed kit, but he has to get so many hits compared to Cody for the amount of damage that he's able to put out. His kill potential is lower, his damage potential is lower, so even though he's getting 3, 4, 5 hits, like, Cody has to get 2, and he's already out damaging Bumi.
The damage per hit on the unarmed kit is just that much less, but we do see the damage has been evened up, and Bumi taking the first stock with the recovery. Weapon denial from Bumi, likely going to juggle for as long as he can. Going to be sticking with this bow as Cody Travis keeping him away from the blasters. He just stood there.
Dude, he knew that was coming.
Yeah.
He straight up knew that was coming, stood right where
the weapon was going to spawn. He can see the code.
That is Coach Stradamus right there, coming through, knowing things that are going to happen before anyone else does.
Cody the one Travis, but we do see Bumi getting some decent damage out.
Pretty much going even right now. It's blasters to blasters. Both players
Both
having
going for the
they
sidelight.
had the exact same thing in mind.
That forward poke.
Could be a big opportunity here. Just
Didn't see the
only
opportunity for the dare.
Yeah, he only threw out the first dare. Didn't want to give Cody possibility for too much. D-Light recovery. That defense coming in.
Nice
Oh,
side air at the
following it
top.
up. He saw that recovery wasn't going to kill. Knew Cody still had a little bit of gas left in the tank with that huge Barraza defense, so he followed it up and confirmed that kill there. Now he has a solid lead.
Cody Travis can do this though. Down
Oh
air
my
into
gosh!
sideline into neutral air. Cody Travis getting some big chunks off of Bumi, but he needs to get this killing blow. Can he get that recovery? Bumi with the unarmed. That was a spot dodge from Cody Travis.
Oh, Cody! He's done. He's got to be done after that.
Saved by the neutral air. Cody Travis is far from done. He's able to get back up and get the kill, the down sig from Cody Travis.
I think that was probably really smart of Bumi because it wasn't confirmed. I think he might have been able to just
He was
get
real
back
close to that corner.
with that dodge. There's the D-Sig, though. Likely.
He needs to finish it. Nope. Cody Travis, down air.
These are the risky off stages.
Oh,
it was so close. Cody almost had that.
Bumi gonna reset back to neutral.
Those
not having it, saw the threat.
That's the risky offstage that we saw Bumi go for against Simba earlier, that Simba almost converted, tried to go for that neutral signature. There's the neutral light. Both players are going in, that'll kill! Cody takes game 2! Look at him
What a
standing right
great
there.
comeback from Cody Travis.
Holy cow, man.
He was looking dead to rights, was looking very close to gone, but he made the comeback, and that means Cody Travis and Bumi are at 1 apiece.
Going back to Great Hall here. This is the map that Bumi won in game 1. There's the neutral light coming in, going to pick up that weapon, turn around, throw out that dare. There's the side light, gets the recovery.
That side light was actually like slide charged off that left side, so it was low enough that he could get the recovery without having to jump.
He was able to like
Real
dash
clean.
back towards the platform, but he slipped right underneath it.
Cody Travis is
Nice
deep.
down
Yeah,
air.
That's a great down
That's
air.
probably it.
Side air
there's
will
the
finish
side air
it,
follow-up. That's
guaranteed.
going to be the kill. And Bumi has taken next to no damage.
And this is what we see. Every time somebody takes a stock off of Bumi, every time someone takes a game off of Bumi, that's just more learning from Bumi. It's like a Saiyan who just like thrives off of losing fights. They just get better and get stronger.
He's a sponge. He's just absorbing everything that comes towards him. Nice neutral light.
Still needs to get the stock off of Bumi though. Cannot afford to take too much more damage. The neutral air coming out.
Oh, he's
Super
Cody!
deep.
Cody going
Bumi went
real
for the
deep,
turnaround.
And that's a great trade for
Yeah.
Cody. It would have taken him much longer to get Bumi into kill percent, where he could kill with an X side air or a signature, and they're basically even now after Cody hits that nice little string.
That was Bumi being very Bumi about it, where he'll go very low and expect people to not commit that deep. Cody going again for the slide charge neutral sig, able to pick up the down air off that slide charge neutral signature. I'm starting to see the power of this neutral signature as he's able to pick up these aerials afterwards. Nice weapon toss.
Almost pick up that one.
Side
he
air.
continues the pressure.
Can't get the ground pound, but he's still keeping the pressure.
Oh my
Recovery
gosh,
underneath.
Cody!
Back to the blasters. Bumi was disarmed.
And they're dead
Neutral
even
sig.
now. Bumi took maybe 20 damage.
Down sig from Cody Travis.
On his first stock when he took Cody's first. And now Cody's in the lead.
Yo, can Cody Travis do this?
What an answer back from Cody. I didn't put Cody in my top 3. My top 3 was Sandstorm, Bumi, and Wilson. Cody might be a little bit perturbed by that. He's fired up by that. He might be ready to take a big old bite out of Bumi right now. How did he pick that? How did he pick that up?
Oh, okay. Okay. Cider going to shut that down. We're going to be sticking with the blasters. Going to go blasters to blasters against Cody Travis. There. Ooh, goes for the recovery. Cody Travis trying to punish from behind.
I think Cody's probably the best axe player in the world right now.
His axe is looking real clean. Nice down
Oh,
air,
there's
but
the
Bumi
recovery.
Got it over the corner. Oh, charging it up, and Cody Travis is, yeah, he's going to punish. Good weapon toss. Needs to finish the stock.
Nice,
Can't
he
get
goes
the falling
wide.
side
He
air,
stood
yeah.
deep in that push-off column.
Down light neutral there, and Bumi takes game 3.
Actually, quite a bit of damage difference there.
Yeah.
Even though they were relatively close towards the end, Bumi was an orange on his final stock, but there's like 230 damage difference between them. A lot of that goes to that sort of mind gimp that Cody got on Bumi.
On that early stock where he went deep with the slide charge neutral signature, Bumi went low, tried to get a punish with a down air, but ended up kind of burning himself out on that one.
Bumi definitely is a big thinker about stage picks and bans. He probably spends more time on this screen in tournament than I would say any other player out there.
He also doesn't really go to the same map time after time after time. He doesn't let players get complacent on a map and let them really figure him out. Instead, he's the one who's constantly thinking about what his opponent's doing and choosing the maps. Sidelight Nair goes for the gravity cancel sidelight. Bumi able to avoid it. Oh, he caught the charge up. Bumi went for that down signature on that wall. But
Cody's continuing. How does he find all of these hits with axe? It's impeccable. His spacing is so good. He doesn't seem hampered by the high startup or the high recovery of axe.
He makes axe look real quick.
He does.
But Bumi with the double recoveries underneath. Good avoidance of that down signature. Both of them so incredibly even. Cody Travis spot dodged. I was expecting a down sig out of that one. The spot dodge in that position. Bumi was in recovery frames, but the side sig connects, and that means Bumi's going to take the stock lead.
Nice stare right at a hit stun coming out from Cody. He's going to pick up the weapon. Bumi ended up throwing his away. He's disarmed for just a second. There's the recovery. Wow. I can't believe that killed.
That sent him the farthest distance possible, and it still killed Bumi and Cody Travis so even.
I think the only reason that killed is because Cody hit it so high.
You feel like Cody Travis trying to chase forward for a down air follow-up.
Bumi is up 2-1 in this set. In this current best of 5.
Nice.
Cody's going to have to win this game if he wants to move on. If he wants that top 3 placement.
Oh,
Bumi
almost picks it up off the wall bounce.
If you're a Blasters player and you want to go for that, like, you just have to go for it.
You got to commit.
You just have to throw it out and hope that you happen to be in the right spot at the right time.
Cody Travis with the response, the side heavy, the haymaker, evening up the stocks. He's got the weapon control, has the axe, and you see how far back he's playing. He is giving so much respect to Bumi.
Now, when he hit that, I just saw Isager jump in the background, and I think he jumped even higher than he did in his picture from BCX. I didn't think that was possible.
Sidelight down air from Cody Travis, an interesting option.
Player's going dead even so far. Cody possibly on his tournament stock here. Oh, took Bumi into the orange. Almost picks up that dare. Gets another dare. The edge guard, is he going to confirm it? Recovery. Cody stays alive.
2 apiece. Cody Travis taking it to game 5 against the Bumi. #1 power rank player, and Cody Travis making chunks of them. Let's go, Cody. Yo, the chat's loving it.
Now
Crowd is loving it.
He's making chunks of Bumi, and they're big chunks right now. They are not bite-sized for anybody but Big Bite Cody coming into Game 5.
Cody Travis with the weapon control again over Bumi. Has the weapons, but Bumi with the unarmed, still getting on top of him, still getting that damage advantage.
You saw him open up with that early unarmed kill against Doe Brain, so there's definitely potential for that there.
Neutral light.
I love to see two insanely good Blasters players play into one another.
Blasters mirror at the highest level here at final round. Side air into the down
clean
line, into the
pickup.
recovery. Ooh, that's a burn dodge. Weapon toss from Cody Travis, but Bumi still got jumps.
Now, when Cody does that, you're exactly right. It does burn his dodge, puts him on the in-air dodge cooldown, which is tremendously long. But also, it makes Bumi respect that as a wake-up option, as a recovery option. So if Bumi tries to go ham off stage onto Cody, like, he has to expect that to come out at least some of the time.
That reversal potential is so incredibly scary. It's just, it's putting it in the back of Bumi's mind.
Especially over there, all the way that close to the edge. Like, he could kill in yellow, he could kill in orange with that.
Bumi able to get around that corner with the recovery. The recovery from Cody Travis. Longest distance again. It looked like Bumi might have been able to survive that one, but just enough to take out Bumi.
And one of my favorite things about Cody picking this Barraza pick that pretty much nobody else does is he shows like why he wants to play Barraza. He's able to kill when other Axe characters would not be able to kill. He's able to utilize those signatures, but Bumi showing why he picks Diana, that long active frames, that extension of the signature off of the stage where he's able to take out Cody in orange.
This is a huge mountain to climb for Cody Travis. This is the #1 power rank mountain to climb for Cody Travis. The neutral light connects. Can he go for the offstage? Not going for the down airs. Has him offstage.
Trying to space out a side air perfectly. Bumi's going to be able to use that recovery to get back onto the stage, put out a little bit more damage on Cody. Falling side air.
Cody Travis thought he was dead. Saw him back off, wanting to reset the weapons.
Ooh, Cody's got to be careful. He's got to find some damage. He reset his jump, so he's going to be able to get back.
Yep.
And Bumi knows that, so he's not going to have
He backed off.
He's not going to go super ham off stage. Nice down air.
this
The
damage
weapon
is great
toss.
for Bumi.
Is that going to be
That
it?
is it.
Bumi's going to be moving on in Game 5, 3-2 over Cody Travis, the man who made the run of his career here at Final Round 2019. It's going to end right there. Cody is full. He's putting the fork and knife down, and Bumi is going to be moving on, continuing his run here in the loser's bracket. He wants that W. He tweeted out that he can win it all.
He wants it. But Cody Travis, man, he took some big bites out of some big players here at Final Round and was looking absolutely amazing. He took some big bites out of Bumi.
Yeah.
But
he took him to Game 5.
Unfortunately, maybe bit off him a little more than he could chew, and Bumi was able to win it out in Game 5.
Cody's going to need just a little bit of a take-home bag here at Final Round 2019. He's going to take that for later. He's going to pop that in the microwave. And he's going to have himself a little snack later. Well-earned placement coming out from Cody Travis. He absolutely earned that. His parents did not bribe anybody for Cody Travis to get to that point.
No.
He
He
clawed
earned that.
and scratched
4.0 GPA.
and fought his way there.
2,400 SAT scores.
Amazing play from Cody Travis. Continuing amazing play from Bumi. You're actually toxic for that, by the way. Like, you're definitely toxic for that.
I don't know what you're talking about. You got to have quick hands. Really well played from Cody Travis and Bumi. Bumi, again, is going to continue on. Guaranteed top 3, so that makes your top 3 prediction correct. I retweeted it. That's basically me saying I agree with that top 3 prediction.
I was
so
3 for 3, man.
I'm
rare.
correct on that one. Yeah,
Maybe I'm getting a little bit smarter about this. I mean, I should by now. We've been doing this for years.
I think you get lucky sometimes.
That's true.
Sometimes you'll get lucky, but that gives us our top 3. Who is it again?
Sandstorm, Wilson, and Bumi. Wilson and Bumi are waiting right now in the losers finals. Sandstorm I saw him just a few minutes ago, but I'm sure he's going to be paying very close attention to this game. I don't know who he would want to play against between these two players. Which player's playstyle would he think he might have the better option against? Now, I was asking Creed what Bumi was going to do against Sandstorm because he's looking like a nutter right now. And he says that there is a plan. So I'm assuming that Bumi also has a plan for Wilson. Yeah, Creed is Bumi's official coach. He has a spreadsheet called Bumi Analysis. I teased that a little bit on Snapchat earlier, but that is a large spreadsheet of information that Bumi has at his disposal.
Before we get too far from this Cody Travis thing, it just dawned in my brain. Cody Travis isn't actually his name, right?
I don't know.
Isn't that like that's just one of those things where he just like picked a game
like Kyler Alice?
Yeah, and it's Cody Travis. So having Cody Big Bite Travis is just like putting a gamer, like putting a nickname inside of his gamer tag.
Let me look up esports earnings.
But button checks. Likely it will be Wilson on the Ragnar. Bumi, he's been playing that Diana, of course, and his Diana has been looking real clean. The bow plays in particular, able to get some fantastic pickups.
But yeah, going back to talking about that plan, that means Bumi has a ton of information at his disposal. We've seen him play so many characters over the years. So I think if anybody is going to have surprises and things that Wilson might not be ready for, I think Bumi is probably the best player for that right now. This might be real. I have heard rumblings from Bumi that he might be playing Vrax. Now, this was before the D-Light In-Light nerf, so he doesn't have that, but he still does have neutral. I'm going to whisper this because I don't know if I can divulge this information. Don't tell anybody that I said this. If you hit a grounded neutral air into neutral signature, that is true on the index Vrax.
Ooh, now, maybe we'll see if that comes out.
Now, I was telling him going into this that if he hits in like white or yellow health, Insig, GC Insig on Lance, that I would give him like $5 or $10, and I upped that with Creed, that if he hits that, I'll give both of them $20. There's the Insig right there. Beautiful. So much damage that Bumi is able to put out with these signatures on this Vrax. Oh my gosh.
It is
he's making this
departure.
Almost look like it's a button check with the amount that he's hitting that neutral signature.
He's hitting so many signatures from this Vrax. Again, going for these neutral signatures onto STTP Wilson. Wilson underneath, though, able to avoid those neutral signatures.
I think Cody Travis is his name, but I'm not sure. I'm going to have to ask him after that. Now, one thing...
I see no neutral signature on that soft platform. But
one thing that will not work for Bumi here as much against Wilson is he has the lower defensive Vrax. Because he's using the deck stance, he's going to be at least stuck on 4 defense. I don't think it takes away from defense. But he's going to be on 4 defense. And with how often Wilson is able to hit signatures 4 kills, like that, we could see very early kills coming out if Wilson is able to place those signatures really well. Bumi doesn't have the defense on his side, but he does have that D-Light into the gravity cancel neutral heavy, almost taking out off the top. Vrax also having lower force as well, so those neutral signatures, they do put out a buttload of damage, but setting up in that 45-degree angle, he's sending his opponent as far as he possibly has to get the kill, and with a little bit lower force.
Wilson with some great follow-ups, 2 neutral sigs in a row. Goes for a 3rd one, but Bumi's able to avoid it. We're seeing Wilson taking a page out of Bumi's book, just going for the neutral sigs. Might just be a neutral sig war. Whoever missteps and goes into the sky will get caught.
There's the D-Light into the In-Light. He's trying to probe with these neutral signatures. That is just going to be so successful for him on this map if Wilson wants to retreat over those soft platforms.
Oh, Bumi with the punish. Completely read that side signature. Was able to jump into a ground pound, but backed off. Wanted to cover the corner with the down signature.
Almost picks up the side air, but Wilson was in the dead zone. He punishes immediately with that side signature of his own. Even though he was all the way on the left, that lower defensive Vrax sent him into that blast zone on the right. Wilson's getting closer to kill percent. It's going to take a little bit more damage, though, if Bumi wants to get the kill, unless he picks up something huge. That side signature, apparently not. That has actually really solid force on it. Very good signature there for Vrax. He's going to keep rolling right on with this. Vrax's signature kit, real dang good.
Yeah, he is really showing off that signature kit. Almost every single of...
You heard that right. That is a Caspian lock-in coming out from Wilson.
Okay.
Last time we saw a strange character swap.
He went to Fate.
It didn't work out
And he
so
lost?
well. Yeah.
Well, he was like close in damage to Sandstorm, but yeah, this is Wilson throwing darts at a board at this point. He's seeing the writing on the wall, and I don't think Wilson had a game plan for Vrax from Bumi. Wilson is the type of player who will have a game plan for most players, but I don't think Vrax was in his game plan. So.
And
Bumi
with
might have thrown him for a loop.
with this possible surprise Vrax pick, I think that's a double whammy in Bumi's favor. Of Wilson's not necessarily going to know where to dodge to avoid the signatures, and he's not really going to have as much experience against Lance either, a weapon that isn't played as much. Now, Wilson does play Artemis, so he has that first-hand experience playing with Lance, but not as much playing against Lance.
Bumi just trying to go for all these signatures, utilizing this soft platform to his advantage. Still just poking forward with these signatures.
Like, all of these almost looks like Bumi's trolling, but 100% he's definitely not. Ooh,
all
if
strat,
Wilson,
nice
this ready,
punish.
that's a
Yeah,
kill.
yeah.
That's a kill right there. And that's a big lead for Wilson.
That is one of the things that he can do with these gauntlets is punish that recovery from below. Most other weapons will have to punish from above, but he has that opportunity to stay underneath it, just hit that nair, and completely shut it down.
Wilson, again, he is a ground general. He stays grounded so often, doesn't go off stage very much. That is a very free punish coming out from Wilson. Bumi's going to have to, like, kind of start being careful with these signatures, because he's getting
If by
punished.
careful you mean use more
Like,
signatures.
He's getting punished a lot for them.
He's going into signature, into wake up signature. He's using signatures like light attack at
Yeah.
this point. Like, he is basically using them as his main tool, and
It's not working.
He's getting punishes. Yeah,
Yeah,
he's definitely starting to open them up.
Wilson is punishing quite a bit. It's not like, oh, Bumi has all this room to work with and he just has to hit one signature. Like, no, he's basically in kill percent right now against a very high-strength character from a player who utilizes signatures really well. Like, it's not working.
Good movement from Bumi. Changing up the playstyle, starting to bring out a little bit more of that light kit. Wilson going for the signature over the corner, couldn't quite get the hit, and suddenly Bumi back in this. The whip will kill Bumi with that gravity canceled down signature, killing an orange.
Yeah,
onto
that signature
Wilson.
has a ton of force. It
Yeah.
used to be, like, insane. Like, you could
It
kill
is a
early
crazy
stages
thing.
of orange with that, and now it's just sort of really good.
I would see it on like Twilight, where Vraxes would sit
Yep.
on that Twilight Island and just cover that corner. Nice side air from Wilson will even it up.
Delaying that weapon spawn for Bumi. That's going to take away maybe a lot of how Bumi wants to play this Vrax. If he doesn't have a weapon, he doesn't have signature options, and he doesn't have really strong signature options. He has the heavy attack kit on unarmed, but
Oh, he went
definitely
for the
not as
neutral
strong
sig
as
on
Vrax
neutral sig.
6. There is the neutral signature.
Oh
Gets the
my
down. He's going to do it
gosh.
again!
Still close to Wilson, going for the offstage. Got a lot of damage off that moment. And he's going to be going right back to this Lance. Going in again, going for the neutral signature.
GC side sig gets punished with a down air. Now he's able to use these Vrax D-Sigs on this Lance just like he is with Diana when she has her guns. It does the two blasts out front, grabs, and then whips around behind.
Got that reversal.
What a
Pretty
weird
Wilson,
match.
Great movement around it, though. He's doing a really good job of getting hits onto Bumi. He's winning in the neutral, but he's not getting the biggest punishes on top of it, so Bumi effectively is trading in his advantage just because signatures do a little bit more damage.
What a goofy match coming out from Wilson
Yeah.
and Bumi. Like, it almost doesn't look like they're two of the best players in the game right now, but they absolutely are. And
The side air.
Bumi playing this weird and this strange.
It's very unorthodox, and it's something that, like I said earlier, you can't plan for this.
Yeah.
Like, that there's no way that you had this in your expectations for this top three.
I wouldn't want to play a full game against somebody who is playing like that. Like, that just feels super draining. Because it's like, what signature? Oh, another one? Oh, another one? Oh, another one? I'm sick of this. I'm tired of this. Why is he still doing this? He just killed me with it. Like, I could feel that being very tilting, but Wilson has a very strong mental game, which is why he was able to take it still to last stock red.
I mean, when Wilson first started in the game, he was the one who would do that.
Yeah.
He was the one who would
Yeah.
break you mentally. So for Bumi to try to do that to Wilson, it's going to be a tall task. But at the same time, Bumi's just doing such a great job with this lance as a whole, getting so much damage built up. If Wilson tries to go stack the downlight into neutral light from Bumi, such a strong option.
Wilson's got to be quick with his punishes too. Like, he is getting punishes absolutely for sure, but sometimes he's not quite quick enough. Because of that huge dexterity, Vrax by design has lower recovery on his signatures.
Wilson with a little bit of a misstep going to the right side. Nice job getting underneath, has disarmed Bumi. Gonna try to control this weapon, but Bumi gets past, gets the side air, gets the blasters, can't quite get the side signature.
I would say that side signature is probably Vrax's most punishable one because it locks you in more active frames than like virtually anything else, and it's not like the side sig on Lance where it at least moves you out of the way. Like, you move just a little bit. So the side sig, I don't think we're going to see Bumi spamming that one because that's going to be pretty easy to punish for Wilson.
I mean, it does seem like Bumi's more Lance focused as a whole with this Vrax pick. Looking for the down sig, but the platform's moving up and Wilson's going low.
Wilson's doing a better job of maintaining the lead that he got in the very beginning. He has Bumi in kill percent. He's up a full stock right now. Is this going to turn into 6 spam? Like, that would actually be really funny, but also
highest level.
Like, Bumi's an extremely smart player.
Yeah.
This goes back to the old days of like when he played Azoth and would throw out like 60% signatures. We've already talked about how Wilson is amazing with the signatures on whatever character he wants to play. So like, it's not devolving into a sig spam fest by two not very good players at this game. Like, they're really good at using signatures.
It's not just throwing them out wildly and just hoping that eventually the opponent is going to make a misstep. You're seeing Bumi kind of poke forward with it, and then whenever he whiffs, he's trying to cover himself either with another neutral signature or with like a downlight neutral light.
Yep. We might see a little bit of a return to just standard gameplay here. Bumi very comfortable with guns, as you've seen so much of his career. So he likely won't be using as many signatures, which will probably have Wilson not use as many signatures as well. Nice punish on that neutral signature. There's the recovery. Almost going to kill off the top. That lower strength of Vrax. Oh my God! Bumi's just going to fall to his death.
He split the difference. Went right past the soft platform and the hard platform and fell to his death. And immediately you saw the swap to Diana. I guess he recognized that Wilson was really learning how to beat out the Vrax.
Let's see if we get a replay. Yeah, there's the recovery. He did the chase dodge up, and he was grayed out right before that.
Close to that.
Even though he's utilizing that black color scheme, you can see that his character was grayed out just a little bit, meaning he doesn't have any more jumps. He used that chase dodge up, wasn't able to get a dodge to use over to the wall in time once he's on that in-air cooldown.
And Wilson's sticking with the Caspian as Bumi swaps over to the Diana. And the big thing for Bumi here is that Wilson has just spent 3 games learning how to beat Vrax.
Yep.
He has no information on Bumi's Diana beyond the information he had prior to this set. Meanwhile, Bumi's had 2 games to learn how Wilson's going to play this Caspian. So there's just a significant information advantage to him.
Yeah. Wilson's information is a lot more worthwhile. Sorry, Bumi's information on Wilson is a lot more worthwhile now. Wilson's is all but worthless at this point. But he's going to open up big, saying, I haven't revealed all of my hand yet.
I haven't shown you all my Caspian cards. I've seen the splash art. Nice downlight into neutral sig, though. This is that's a thing that Bumi's been doing very consistently, and it's been working well for him.
Positioning just over on that corner, tipping down a little bit onto the wall.
Maybe trying to bait Wilson over, but Wilson, again, not the type of
He's
player.
going for the D-Sig. He's going for the bow D-Sig. He started to queue up the first one, but he didn't get hitboxes out quite in time, but he GC'd the second one.
3 sidelights from Wilson was all he got out of that. Not quite enough damage. Great neutral air follow-up off the recovery. Wilson, I honestly didn't know a lot about Wilson's gauntlets coming into this, but Wilson's gauntlets looking real clean.
Yep. He is winning the neutral against Bumi right now on Bumi's flagship character. He has a full stock lead on Bumi at this point here in the losers finals. Neutral signature. He did that before. He did that
Chase dodge
exact
up. Not enough.
same thing
Yeah.
before the neutral
Yeah.
signature into the chase dodge ground pound.
And now they are even completely off that 3 hit for the kill from Bumi. Completely outspacing that bow down line.
Wilson possibly on tournament stock right now. 2-1 in this set, in this best of 5. Wilson's going to have to take out this stock if he wants to stay alive in this tournament, if he wants to go back up into the winner's bracket to get the run back.
Sidelight goes for the side signature. Wilson with the punish from above.
There's the nair. Again, no
Yeah,
real
not
pressure
going for the
off
ground
stage.
pound.
He has to be worried about Bumi's bow off stage. Like we've seen Bumi's offstage bow edge
It's
guards.
scary.
They are
Days.
absolutely nuts. Yeah, man. Him placing those dares with that extended range, he places them so well like a surgeon. There's a neutral light coming out from Wilson. Nice neutral sig while Bumi was on that soft platform. Well, you're seeing those signatures come out.
Unfortunately, that side air bounced him off of the main stage, so it is going to send him a little bit upward instead of downward, where Wilson could have gone for some sort of pressure with just like a weapon toss.
Bumi's in kill percent at this point, but he's putting out the damage onto Wilson.
That was close.
Oh.
Yeah, can't punish that one.
Bumi's got to be really careful with how he wants to throw those out. He was throwing those out a little bit raw earlier in
Nice
his
side
previous
air.
sets. That's going to be the
Wilson.
side air. Wilson staying alive.
1 game left between the two of them. This can go either direction, and Bumi had such an interesting start with the Vrax pick. He was looking so strong, was up 2 games. And I'm hearing boos. What is it?
I don't know what
It's
they're
not a
booing
pick.
about.
I don't know.
I don't know what
Maybe
they're
someone
booing at.
hovered something goofy.
Oh, he said something to the crowd. Wilson, one of my favorite characters in the Brawlhalla esports universe.
These are some personalities in the Brawlhalla.
Bumi also another one of my favorite
both of them.
characters in the Brawlhalla esports universe. I'm glad it's coming down to Game 5. That's awesome.
And with the Caspian pick on Wilson, Wilson has
Yeah,
played
we've seen
Ragnar for a while now.
Huge variation from both players here, going over into the Caspian, straying away from that axe, straying away from that Ragnar. And then, of course, we saw the almost out of left field pick of Vrax coming out from Bumi and a complete playstyle shift coming out from Bumi as well.
Great positioning from Bumi with the blasters. This is the Bumi blasters that we have known him for.
Now, you saw Bumi throw out that neutral signature on those blasters, going to cover that soft platform a little bit. Wilson is also going to have that neutral signature opportunity on the gauntlets as he throws that little bomb up at that 45-degree angle. I don't think it's not quite as strong of a signature, though.
Still a scary one. He also can do it with the guitars, as you saw those 3 guitars.
Oh, picks
he's
it
able
up!
to pick it up!
It wasn't the initial frames that picked it up. It was sort of the final ones towards the end. He really had to chase after
juggling.
Wilson for that off of that D-light.
He's making Wilson make the approach. No weapons will spawn.
He
until
can
Wilson moves
literally
forward.
delay. Well, not infinitely. The game will be over soon in about 7 minutes or so. But yeah, not only does that delay weapon spawn, but Bumi is ahead in stock. So even if he tries for the
nairs.
timeout, never mind.
Wow.
2 nairs.
He is nodding. He's like, yeah, I just did that. Wilson completely evening it up off of those 2 nairs.
See Bumi trying to poke with those side lights, trying to catch the vertical approach now from Wilson. Tries to go for that down signature, no actual punish. Wilson happened to neutral light the wrong way.
Nice neutral signature from Wilson. Went for a second one. Recoveries from underneath. Wilson playing right underneath Bumi, and it is working so incredibly well. He's looking for the second one, looking for the neutral signature. Bumi has him off stage. But he's
Wilson's
gonna back
neutral
off.
is so good. Oh my gosh, his neutral's so good. And if Bumi wants to stay off those soft platforms, like Wilson has down light, that's really good for that.
around.
He has the neutral signature, that's really good for that. Bumi was on that long soft platform, and Wilson was just poking him from below, stabbing his feet with those guitars. The weapon toss, Wilson going to go down low. Oh, saving that recovery
Beating
for
out
the
by the
last
recovery.
possible moment to get back. Both players in the red on their second stock in this Game 5. It's going to be the neutral signature from Bumi. That's going to give him just a little bit of a
Juggle.
lead here.
Is he gonna juggle? Can't deny that weapon spawn. But yeah, just the slightest lead for Bumi, but he's going to try to widen this gap as much as possible. because this is game 5, tournament stock for Wilson.
Ooh, there's the side air, the weapon toss. Not going to quite bonk Bumi on the head.
One more hit.
He's going to wait. Ooh, he's going to commit heavily with the ground pound, but he's still going to be able to pull out of the ground pound, go into the recovery for the kill, and we're basically dead even. Tournament stock for both of these players.
This can go either direction. Bumi was the favorite coming into this, but you can never sleep on Wilson. Wilson is always a surprise.
Both of these players are grand finals material. Sandstorm going to be waiting in grand finals to face one of these two. Will it be Bumi? Will it be Wilson? This game really starting to slow down. Both of these players know exactly what is on the line. Both of them have such a strong neutral game. Going all but even right now. Bumi has just a little bit of a lead. He's still maintaining that teeny tiny lead that he had before.
Oh, recovery!
Not going to be enough yet.
Yeah.
That high ceiling
Yeah.
on Great
I see
Hall.
another
This
one.
one might be. That's going to be it. Bumi takes out Wilson off the top of Great Hall with a blaster's recovery. Bumi going to be moving back on. Had a very long and tough road to get here, taking out Wilson. Wilson beating his previous record of placement on land. It previously was 4th. Now it is 5th. Not 5th. Third. I don't know why I want to keep putting Wilson in 5. Maybe it's because I think Wilson is a 5 out of 5 player.
He is a 5 out of 7. Absolutely perfect. Wilson, such a strong guy. He will unfortunately be knocked out, but took Bumi to game 5, took him to the final stocks. That was so close. Bumi, again, he's popping off, but and his coach is popping off in the background with that one. That was big.
You saw where Creed was perched on his chair. He was leaned forward. He had hands over his face. Like that was a do or die moment for Bumi here, and he was able to move on through. Of course, Wilson is going to be getting that bronze medal. Congratulations to Wilson. What a display here. Woo. Coming in with that Caspian pick, showing offstage gauntlets, which never really seen that from him before. Here at Final Round 2019 in Atlanta, Georgia. Congratulations to Wilson. 3rd place finish there.
Setting the tone for 2019's tournament season.
Yeah, what a player here. He performed incredibly well last year at the beginning of the LAN season at DreamHack Austin. That was where he placed 4th. But this year he's going to beat that, and hopefully for him, sky is the limit. Moving forward in this LAN season, originally he said he was going to quit last year.
Yeah, I know, right?
At BCX.
He was like, I'm done.
It was him and it was Doppy that were going to quit. It looks like Doppy had a little bit more self-control, but
just a tiny bit.
Man, Wilson, what a player! I'm so glad he didn't quit. I am very happy that he is here at this tournament. I love watching Wilson. One of my favorite people in the Brawlhalla esports universe. But Bumi will be moving on. He took a breather for just a second. He could take like 2 breaths. Exhale that, and then he's still on stage here against Sandstorm in the grand finals.
Bumi's been sitting there for a while now, 3 sets in a row, and he's going up against the big dog, the world champion, Sandstorm, the person who beat him at BCX in the winners finals 2018, and the person who has gone through the entire bracket, not dropping a single set.
Now you can see
6-0
here
his way to this point.
These two players do actually have some history with one another. For the short time that Sandstorm has been in the scene, I mean, they've already had a total of 6 tournament sets in a power rank worthy tournament. And even though Sandstorm's the world champion, Bumi is 4-2 in that set. That's solid.
And that's what Sandstorm's holding. He's holding up 4 for Bumi.
He's going to stay on 4.
Once
Once this one is over, Bumi will still have 4 victories.
Sandstorm, he won 2 against Bumi. One of them was the one that mattered the most, the one at the World Championship, which knocked Bumi into the lower bracket, where he ultimately got beaten out by Wrenched in the losers finals.
Man, dude, 37 top 8 finishes.
Yeah,
that's
a lot.
Insane.
Bumi's been to a lot of tournaments. He has placed incredibly well. Absolutely dominated the 2v2s.
Now I wonder.
For a very long time.
I wonder. Like, I want to know how many tournaments he has entered. Like 37 out of what? Because it's got to be not that many more.
37 out of 36.
Already just predicting him a top 8 finish for this. But yeah, he is the highest grossing player in Brawlhalla, coming in at just shy of $56,000. Of course, Sandstorm winning the lion's share of his earnings so far from BCX last year, coming in at roughly half of what Bumi has had so far. But not only are both of them in the grand finals here, they are on the winner's side of top 4 and 2. So
they got some money coming.
A W for either player here. They can't just be like, yes, I won. What a great weekend. I can't wait to get home and put my trophy up on my wall. No, they have the gauntlet of the twos bracket right after this. So that is a very long marathon that players who have played today in top 8 have to deal with. Like, that's something they have to take in consideration for twos.
But at the same time, both of them are in the grand finals of 1v1s.
Yep.
That is a strong position to be. The number 1 and number 2 of 1v1s is also in 2v2s in the winner's side. Like,
and they have a very significant chance of being number 1 or number 2 in that.
Absolutely guaranteed. But Sandstorm and Bumi getting ready to get into the grand finals. And yeah, I was expecting this. The Lord Vrax from Bumi. I've been hearing rumors that Lance has a advantage over Scythe.
Yeah.
And so that might be one of the biggest reasons why Bumi was showing off that Vrax earlier. He's trying to get it warmed up for his matchup against Sandstorm.
Now, I'm going to go out on a limb and say we aren't going to see the same Lance against Sandstorm that we saw against Wilson. He's going to play like actual. He's going to be an actual Lance player, not a heavy button player. There was a nice dash neutral signature right off that platform.
Going for the down signature, but the platform was moving up, so goes above Sandstorm's head. Charging that up, Sandstorm able to get the punish from above with the down air. Not much more than that. The side sig.
Now, he dashed forward so that he could, quote, like slide charge that, but he held right, so he was able to direct that off of the soft platform onto the hard platform and continue that movement forward. So he was able to really extend that range while he was charging it. He's going to get the kill there against Sandstorm.
Yeah, off that side platform. I mean, that thing has a lot of force to begin with, but when you're that close on that soft platform, that reversal sig is going to be absolutely deadly.
And we could see Bumi just focus on playing on that soft platform because he does have that turnaround option with the down signature. You see him kind of staying mostly to the left side of the main platform or on that soft platform on the left. He's not spending a lot of time on the right.
I mean, the left side is arguably that safer side of the main stage because it has that soft platform to your back, whereas the right side, there's nothing there. There is no safety net if you get knocked back. So having your back to the left side, generally a little bit safer. Good movement from Bumi, got around Sandstorm, did not get taken out. In fact, he is still living on this low defense. Vrax, the side air, not going to guarantee it. Okay, yes, it will.
You're going to see him fast fall to his death. He knew he didn't have enough movement options to get back. Sandstorm coming in with his gauntlets here, which we've seen even more from today than we saw at the World Championships. But he's going to go back to the Scythe here. Ooh, is Bumi going to go unarmed off stage against Sandstorm's Scythe?
That is bold.
And come out on top?
Yeah, he got good damage out of that one. The unarmed play really putting in some damage on the Sandstorm, but Sandstorm bringing out the Scythe.
Oh, this is scary, this is scary.
The map, the Sares. Bumi immediately daring to come back down. Sandstorm did not have enough movement to keep that pressure going.
No GC in sig and no GC side sig there.
Bumi burning the dodge.
Ooh, there's the dash jump pivot ground pound. We actually haven't really seen that very much in his sets today from him. Like, I don't think he did that very much against Noel, did he?
Not really. I don't think so. He's really been holding those back. Again, goes for it. Bumi able to punish.
Punishes from above. Charging up that down signature. Both players in the red on their second stock right now. Nice side air.
Yeah,
tries to follow it up with a second one that probably would have killed. Tries to go for the neutral signature. Trying to find these moves. That blast. That is actually a really strong part of that signature, is that secondary blast. You do have to kind of overspace that quite a bit, more than the average person might think you have to.
Yeah, Sandstorm was not expecting that to reach as far as he did. He thought he had outspaced it, but ended up getting caught by that final blast and losing that stock. Down sig, yep, will whip backwards, and Bumi will go down. Stock's evened up.
Both of them have whipping backwards down sigs. Bumi had the option to pick up that weapon, like, basically immediately, but he actually backdashed first, yeah. Downlight going to get punished, but Sandstorm's move is going to drop. Bumi then with the counter punch. There's the D-Light, picks up the recovery, not going to be quite enough.
Chase up.
I think even other characters would not have killed there. It wasn't just the lower strength that Vrax has. There's the D-Light into the recovery. Still not in red quite yet.
If he got it off the soft platform, could be killer. All right, Sandstorm needs some big stuff from the Scythe. Has to get some good damage. Going to try to keep booming on that right side. Oh, but the side stick from behind, and Sandstorm goes down. Game 1 goes the way of Bumi. He wants that reset.
Now, something that I do hope we see more from Bumi with his Vrax is a little bit more utilization of that neutral signature. He's using it more as his initiation tool of like, this is my plan, I'm going to throw out a neutral signature. I want to see him use it more as a punish opportunity for when Sandstorm wants to initiate from the air, and even if he's like right up next to him, because that sig is amazing. It'll hit grounded opponents, very low recovery on it. It also covers that in-aerial, like 45-degree angle that could be a possible popular angle of initiation coming in from Sandstorm's Mordex if he wants to come in maybe with those Gauntlet side airs, with the Gauntlet dares, with the Scythe dares as well.
3, 2, 1.
We'll see if he opts for that as we get right on into game 2. Bumi sticking with the Vrax. Going unarmed again, trying to get that unarmed Gimp. Trying to repeat what he did to Doe Brain earlier today. Recoveries from Sandstorm. Throws away the weapon.
Almost completely zoning Bumi out for a long time. You saw the weapon throw come out from Sandstorm. I was expecting him to immediately get back down to that weapon. Yeah, but Bumi was able to hit him out of the way and pick up the weapon. Nice neutral signature doing a tremendous amount of damage. I can't remember how much it is now. I think it's like 27, and it used to be like 34, and before that was like 37. Like, it still does a lot. That's still one of my favorite things to open up a ranked match with is
follow-up.
Insig, GC, Insig, because you just put them in such a terrible spot in terms of damage.
Forward kicks from Bumi. Just kind of shoving Sandstorm around. But Sandstorm, oh, can't quite follow up off the bounce with that down air. Was not able to get low enough. Ooh. Yeah, you saw him go for it. Bumi's ready for that neutral light into neutral signature.
Nice final blast. The final blast from that's like actually really does reach up quite vertically.
Wow, unarmed side air. Going to be the kill option for Sandstorm. Needs to widen this gap, though.
See Bumi. Oh, there's again him slide charging that and holding a direction to steer that as far as he possibly can. Almost picks that up. Doesn't quite hold it long enough. He's got to be careful on the edge. See the side air coming out. Sandstorm's going to dodge that. Tries to go for the side signature. Just a little bit too much startup. Doesn't have it quite early enough. Neutral sig's the wrong way.
Lots of sigs coming out from Bumi. Turn around. Neutral air from Sandstorm.
And in that meantime, Sandstorm has put out quite a bit of damage. He has Bumi in the orange right now. He's keeping it going. Nice sidelight into the nair coming out from Bumi, but he needs to find the kill options at this point. Tries to go for the neutral signature. Sandstorm just a little bit too wide. Back-to-back 3.
Wow.
He gets punished immediately. Sandstorm almost making this lead into 2 stocks at this point. There's the D-Light sidelight into the recovery. It is confirmed a 2-stock lead right now. Now, you might be wondering on the overlay, why is there a W next to Sandstorm's name? Why is there an L next to Bumi's name? Because this is a grand finals, Bumi came from the loser's bracket, so he's going to have to win 2 best-of-5s against Sandstorm. That is Sandstorm's sort of reward, his prize for not dipping down into the loser's bracket at all during this tournament. He has the option to lose a set, which theoretically dips him down into the loser's bracket, and then they fight the final set. So Bumi has a lot of games to continue to play if he wants to take this tournament.
On the left side, Bumi has no opportunities to come up. Sandstorm actually going off stage. Not able to get any damage out, but he still has this extra stock. He can go wild if he wants to in the off stage on the left side. Ground pound connects for Bumi. Now it's back to the Lance.
Yes, Sandstorm in the later stages of yellow right now. Hitting a D-Sig in the middle of the stage won't kill quite at this point.
Wow. Able to get a neutral signature out of that one. Goes for the
That's
side
true.
signature. Really?
That's a true combo, yeah.
Touched.
Sandstorm going back and forth between the main platform and the island. Nice downlight. I'm surprised that picked up. Sandstorm dipped up enough above on that sidewall of the island, there's the side air. Sandstorm, you see him positioning for the edge guard, gets a nice nair.
Yeah, Bumi
I think
has to full
he was waiting to maybe see if Bumi was going to start charging up that recovery.
Yeah, he was definitely trying to stay underneath it. The down air actually beating out Sandstorm. The side air.
That saved Sandstorm!
Oh, Sandstorm has no jumps, but he's got an extra stock. That's fine. That's still good damage.
That nair almost saved him. It really just delayed the inevitable, but Bumi isn't
If he was a
kill
little more
percent
to the
right
left,
now.
he could have gone up.
Still a wonderful attempt coming out, and there's going to be the recovery for the kill. Sandstorm almost picking up a JV2 on that one.
And he's sticking with the frags.
Now, something that Daiku was saying that he has said to Noel in the past, that you shouldn't play Bow into Scythe. He doesn't like that matchup. And that could be a similar thought process that Creed and Bumi both have, of course, Creed being Bumi's coach. And that might lead into this character swap, saying, okay, don't play the Diana. And because Lance might have a favorable matchup into Scythe, that you should then choose Vrax.
So what is it? You play Lance way more than I do. What is it about the Lance that is working so well for Bumi in this matchup against Scythe?
Nair's real good. Like, Nair, he almost picks that up. Nair is an amazing tool. Downlight is an amazing tool for how close Sandstorm is with Bumi when he wants to attack. Like, he's not using a lot of downlights, probably because it puts you in a ton of recovery frames, so it's not as safe a move as other things in this Scythe kit. So he's usually doing like neutral lights, sometimes side lights. So he's relatively close to Bumi. So you have the downlight as your defensive get off me option, and actually does a pretty solid amount of damage. You also have the in-light follow-up off of that coming in with this Vrax pick as well. Of course, the signature kit is very strong on Vrax's Lance. And if you're able to position really well, I mean, we've seen Koslix do so well with his spacing in the past.
Gosh.
Beautiful dare. He gets the hit. Chase dodges up.
Bumi showing that he still has some skills with the offstage Lance working out for him. Ooh, side airing away from the platform. Worried about Sandstorm going for that dash down.
Ooh, triple
three
nairs.
nairs.
Sidelight poke, waits just a minute. You're going to see that typical Bumi gun spacing where he likes to poke and play that footsie game with that blaster
He
sidelight.
thought he picked up that blasters, went for a dash down sing, and ended up getting a dash disco because he didn't pick up the blasters.
Ooh, he's just waiting to punish that landing from Sandstorm. He's not going to commit to any aerial attacks. He has Sandstorm in kill percent, so he wants to find the big punish. Utilize maybe a higher variable force move. Ooh.
Yo. Okay. Sandstorm finally getting the stock off with that down air as Bumi made a big commitment off stage with the Lance. Ended up getting punished for it, but still. Huge lead for Bumi.
And we are seeing these games stretch longer and longer. We're 2.5 minutes into this game before Sandstorm was able to take off Bumi's first stock on a lower defense character on Brawlhalla. So it's both of these players sort of agreeing that they want to play this a little bit slower. Bumi definitely getting the better of it here as he is a full stock up on Sandstorm at this point.
Oh, nice turnaround grab pound. He's another one. That's a chase dodge.
Not quite enough.
Yeah, he's going to stuff that recovery. And that's one of the pitfalls of the Lance recovery, which is why it's so difficult to play off stage, is that even if you hit the opponent with it, it just completely halts all momentum.
Yep. It gives you a chase dodge, but you saw right there, it wasn't enough. It didn't cover enough space for Bumi to get back. If he would have been able to charge that recovery and move along that trajectory unhindered, he would have been able to get back. And now just like that, I mean, we see a dead even game. It took less than a minute for Sandstorm to take off that second stock, where it took 2.5 minutes for the first stock. Ooh, that could be a big commitment here. Ooh, Sandstorm's going to respect the offstage game. You see him immediately go back onto the main platform.
Again, Sandstorm going for that weapon toss, but Bumi going right underneath it. Neutral air, sends him off. Sandstorm is really respecting Bumi's offstage Lance.
almost hit that down light, but
Nice
Sandstorm didn't
recoveries.
land right in the exact spot that Bumi wanted to. He's going to pick up that gauntlet recovery
switch?
kill. We might
Does
see
he
the
switch
character
to
swap.
Diana? I
He
heard
is
it.
going to be
I heard the
swapping to
lock-in.
Diana, and I think absolutely the Rax just wasn't working there anymore. Not just because he lost the game, that's the obvious answer, but you saw he had a full stock lead on Sandstorm, and then all of a sudden that download sort of finished, and the full bandwidth of Sandstorm really started to go ramp back up.
This is what I was talking about with Sandstorm, is that he is constantly thinking and learning. He is constantly studying his opponent in the match, and even if you come out with this unorthodox thing, it is only a matter of time in a best-of-5 setting that Sandstorm will figure it out.
And that's the thing, is if you start doing this this new pick out of left field, it depends on how much time you've had. So there might not be, like, there's definitely not as much depth to Bumi's Rax as there is to Diana.
Yeah,
He's just
absolutely.
spent way more time on the Diana. So that's less that Sandstorm has to download in the same amount of time.
A smaller package. Nice down air spike from Bumi. Turnaround ground pound, and Bumi has done it. He has gotten a big lead over Sandstorm. Back to the blasters. And it's so crazy that Bumi's Diana blasters are so different from his Frax
Yeah,
blasters. Like,
I don't
it is just
understand that.
on a completely different level.
And I can't even explain it because for me, Diana's blasters feel better than Vrax's, which it truly, statistically, doesn't make any sense. Because Vrax has the higher dex, so his
Dex
recovery
and
on
speed,
miss
yeah.
is going to be better than Diana's. Like, it truly doesn't make sense to me, but Diana has my favorite blasters, not even just signature, like favorite light attack kit, and it truly makes no sense. It's probably all mental.
Great nair from Sandstorm. Not able to keep the pressure, though. Back to the bow. Big punish from Bumi. Here comes the side airs. Oh, Sandstorm going for a side air, but he's still got plenty of those. An unlimited supply of Gauntlet side airs.
And Bumi looking like he might possibly stretch this into a full two-stock lead here in Grand Finals against the world champion Sandstorm. Ooh, nice falling side air, though. No two-stock lead just yet. Sandstorm is up a game in this best-of-5 set. If he's able to shrink this lead down, if he's able to take this game, he will take final round 2019 in singles. Won't even need the bracket reset. He'll be able to take that home with a 3-1. That'll be what he's looking for, but Bumi is saying, nope, I'm not locked in here with you. You're locked in here for me. I got you for 2 sets.
Still need to win 2 more games in order to get that second set, but Bumi's got the 2-stock advantage over Sandstorm's 1. Gauntlets in hand for Sandstorm. Gauntlets, he needs to get stacked onto Bumi. He just does not have the range against the blasters kit that Bumi has. Bumi knows it. He is using these long-range attacks, that side light poking over the corner.
And he's not going to go off stage. He knows
Absolutely not.
that is a very possible misstep against Gauntlets and definitely against Sandstorm's Gauntlets. It is so risky. Like, you saw how Wilson was able, with 2 nairs when Bumi was in orange, took out his stock.
Jumping over the icicles. Nice follow-up side air weapon toss, but the wake-up recovery from Sandstorm gets him back up safely.
Bumi wanting to tie up the set. There's the neutral light. Is going to get the follow-up. The gravity cancel neutral light
Got
not
one for the
quite
bow shot.
having enough range. There's the recovery. That's going to kill. Bumi tying up the set 2-2. We're going to game 5 in this grand finals here at final round 2019 in Brawlhalla singles.
And I go back to my point that I made again when Bumi was fighting against Wilson. Bumi has the information advantage. Sandstorm had 3 games to study a Lord Vrax, but now Bumi switched up the characters and has only had 1 so far to study this Diana.
But he does have some information coming off of BCX from the end of
previous
last
matches.
year, where Bumi did play this Diana against him. And we're actually going to Shipwreck. Is this one of the first Shipwrecks? No, this is not the first Shipwreck that we've seen in top 8 today. But it is going to have those really tiny sidewalls and a very high ceiling, so it might take a little bit longer for Bumi to find those recovery kills off the top.
Yeah, so no surprise to see that Sandstorm wants to lean towards this map, because if he can keep Bumi off the stage, then he'll have that advantage to go for those gimps. Yeah, you see the side air. Only has to cover that small wall, but Bumi able to get past him.
Ooh, that reaches that covers probably 40 to 50% of the entire recover area on that vertical wall. That is so scary.
Sandstorm's going to get the hit. It's the stock lead over Bumi. 2 stocks left is all Sandstorm needs to get to become the final round champion.
Sandstorm playing very careful. He's looking for these 2-hit, 3-hit resets. Now he's starting to go for a little bit more, but he must have been worried about that turnaround because he wasn't going for the Sayer Nair, GC side sig, or anything like that. He was going for 1 to 2 hits, back to the platform, reset his jumps, get the reset on the string.
Weapon toss wars. Sandstorm able to retain the weapon control.
Bumi has that bow. Now you see the neutral signature immediately come out expecting a little bit lower high recovery coming out from Sandstorm. Nice recovery right over that corner. Juggling just a little bit with that neutral light. Right on the edge. Again, a recovery over that corner. If Sandstorm wants to sit there.
That's a punish.
Oh, that's going to be a death.
Yeah, you got to be careful about those side signatures. He goes for that, and it's fantastic because of the active frames, the hitboxing, but it locks you down, and Sandstorm gets a big punish behind it.
And who knows how much of a bait that the 2 recoveries that Bumi picked up were. Because Sandstorm was just sitting over there on the corner. He was like, yeah, just hit me. Yeah, just hit me again. Okay, this time I'm immediately going to throw out that signature. You're going to fall. It's going to be a big dunk.
Goes for the up throw. Yeah, didn't have the positioning for that downward toss.
Bumi's got to be very careful. He is possibly on tournament stock right here. He is in kill percent. Sandstorm taking this, and he is going to. He's continuing that LAN win streak, taking it in Game 5. No reset. 3-2 against Bumi. Sandstorm keeps it going after a not great performance from him in singles. Definitely not worthy of his quality.
Winner champion.
Definitely not worthy of the world champion coming out of Brawlhalla. Coming into this, of course, Bumi did take winter championships online, but he wasn't able to find that repeat performance here on LAN. Sandstorm taking it with a 2 stock here in Game 5. No reset. Bumi's an amazing player. Sandstorm, I think, is giving him a tremendous run for his money. He's going to be narrowing that gap between them in terms of power rank and in terms of money earned in this game in Brawlhalla. Sandstorm continuing. He is not a one-hit wonder who won some tournament at the end of last year. He wasn't a one-hit wonder winning the world championship. Winning it one LAN and then taking a step back. He is continuing the work that he is doing in this game.
He's trying to get that greatest hits album.
He is the best Scythe player in the world right now, bar none.
There's
what an amazing
literally
player.
No way to argue that. Sandstorm,
what an amazing player.
Such a dominant player. Winner of Final Round 2019 in convincing fashion. Only dropping 2 games in all of the
I was just
8.
about to pull up the bracket to look at that. Two, and they were just a Bumi.
2 Bumi.
They were in grand finals. He only lost 2 games in grand finals against the dollar-for-dollar most valuable Brawlhalla player in the game. Sandstorm is such a dominant force. The winds are blowing. Wildcard made possibly the best decision that they could have by picking up Sandstorm here. He is paying dividends for them, absolutely. Final round champion 2019. First lane of the season, Sandstorm coming out on top.
Yeah, and there's a lot of pressure on Sandstorm, right? In his player profile, he talked about how he won the world championship, and basically since then, there was all this pressure of, if he doesn't do well.
Yeah, that's a lot of pressure.
Then people are going to be like, did you really earn that
He's a
world
buster,
champion?
but he's not.
Right? But he proved it. That he can still continue that. He can still maintain his position at the top, able to win here at Final Round. Congratulations to Bumi, number 1 power rank player, getting 2nd place. That is nothing to shake a stick at. And huge congratulations to STTP Wilson in that 3rd place, the best he has placed in offline.
And Cody Travis for picking up 4th, my man. A lot of great play today, and we're not done.
No.
We're not even a little bit done. We're about halfway done at this point. We still have doubles coming up. We're going to be taking a very short break. Maybe take a rest. Maybe change your shirt because I know I'm sweaty after this one. I'm going to have to go upstairs and take a shower. But some amazing play that we saw and is still yet to come. Thank y'all so much for tuning in so far. Keep your eyes peeled here, twitch.tv/Brawlhalla for top 4 of 2s coming up in just a few minutes. Thank you so much. My name's Sparky.
Wow.
My name's Sparky,
I'm Duke.
and we'll see you in just a few minutes.
I think we're still live.